All right, cool.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Lorebeards and Roleplaying, and today is 420, so we're doing something a little special.
Yeah, happy holidays. Hello.
I like your Curse Enjoyer title. I like that.
Oh, we're getting cursed today. I'm pretty excited myself.
Honestly, this is one I have been excited to talk about for a while, so yeah, I'm
Yeah,
digging it.
we'd kicked this around for a while now. This has been this is like one of the first ideas we had for the show, right? Like, however long back.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think people out there are going to want to know exactly what cursed games are, but before we dive into that, we should probably introduce ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hi, I'm Vera Samila. I am one of the contributors to Warhammer RPGs. I'm a tabletop role-playing game enjoyer. I'm a game writer and designer. I've worked in a few of the Warhammer books, and I'm a VTuber, does things on the internet. Hello.
That's right. I am also a thing doer on the internet. But for the purposes of this discussion, I think what's most relevant about me is that I am a game designer and author, and I've written a whole bunch of role playing game products. You would know me from the majority of the Warhammer 40K roleplay line, Savage Worlds Rifts, Torg Eternity, and Star Wars Edge of the Empire. Just the highlights, and then there's a whole bunch more in that. And today, yeah, we're going to talk about cursed games. Vera, what's a cursed game?
Well, there are a few things that can make a game cursed, right? Ranging from mechanical obtuseness to subject matter to sheer offensiveness. And we're going to touch on a couple different kinds of cursed games that are either unplayable because they're too complicated or because they're too upsetting or maybe even both. So
Yeah, I think that the cursed game falls into typically one of three categories, and either it is highly offensive, as you said, or morally repugnant. So we'll just kind of put that
like
into
evil.
one
There's evil
category.
stuff today.
The second category is incomprehensible or unplayable or extremely obtuse rules. I mean, some of these games are playable, some of them are not. And then the third category is, shall we say, thematic choices. I think that's probably the broadest term. It's going to be a challenge to remain monetized on this one, guys. We're going to warn you ahead of time.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I will tell you, I have played one of the games on our list today.
I own one of the games on our list today. And there's even one on the list that I will actually defend. So
interesting.
It's going to be exciting when we get to that one. I think a warning probably is called for.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We're going to be talking about some rough stuff today. We're going to say a lot of naughty words. We're going to carefully elide certain, let's say, less savory topics, but it's not going to be hard to read between the lines. I think we're going to avoid using like certain kinds of language today, but other kinds of language will be basically unavoidable. So
yeah, just consider this your trigger warning. There's subject matter here that in these games that is can be very disturbing. So we'll just leave that open.
Yeah, a lot of them are either about yucky stuff or doing yucky things or profoundly evil.
Or cursed because they focus on those things a little too much. I mean, there's some RPGs that I think we could even talk about that are sort of cursed adjacent, which there's a couple of those that I think we can get into later. We have a cool super chat. So. We have a cool super chat from Biofoot. Would you like to read this one?
Yes, hello Biofoot. Thank you so much. These are the games even fishmen couldn't save. Irredeemable. Irredeemable.
Biofoot, you're not wrong, buddy. These games are, I don't want to say unsalvageable, but yeah.
I think it's okay to say unsalvageable for a couple of these. There are a few where the premise itself is like so far beyond saving, there's just no possible way.
Right. I think that's probably fair. And because this is a list, Vera and I have talked about this list. And I think I'm going to leave it up to her as to which ones we talk about first. So I'll just sort of react and we'll go from there.
Oh boy. Well, We could start off with like the most infamous, probably.
The unholy trinity.
Mm-hmm.
There's been there's 3 games that have dominated discourse on cursed RPGs for a long time. But the third slot has actually changed over time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I noticed that one of the other entries on our list used to be the number 3. And another game on our list used to be there's at least 2 games on our list that used to be the number 3.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
And have since been eclipsed. But the generally accepted understanding of cursed RPGs says that the unholy trinity is formed of 3 games, which are Vera. Those 3 games are.
Well, there's Fatal for one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's certainly Rahowa, which is an abbreviation for something we're probably going to try and avoid saying in its entirety.
Rahowa, yeah, Rahowa. For anybody who wants to search it up on the internet.
And then I've seen the one I've seen is Hybrid for the third.
Yeah, hybrid is the current third entry. And I should warn you. I mean, I'm going to say if you want to look it up on the internet, but I'm going to say also I don't encourage you to look these up. I think this is buyer beware, right?
Yeah, I think part of our goal is to give a sort of filtered experience of these for academic purposes, but it's still pretty rough stuff. A couple of them are like pretty despicable, so.
Right, that's true. I think that's
Necro Player is a super chat before we get into what these are. Thank you so much, Necro. Any specific content warnings that need to be put out there for those who may need to not watch this for personal reasons? Entirely valid concern. I think the main beats here are going to be related to highly explicit content, tangential to sexual violence, bigotry and bias,
racism, yeah, extremist views, yeah.
Lots of bad stuff. There is a whole scene like this. It's not good. We're gonna try and present this stuff in a kind of zoomed out way, but it's rough. It's rough. It's bad in these PDFs. You don't want these.
Yeah, I pride myself on being the guy that says there's no wrong way to have fun in role-playing games. That there is no one true way. I have said that many, many times. Having looked at these games, though, I feel like there is a place outside of the pale where these games exist. They exist in a place where even I am the open-minded guy is like, no, I don't think so. Like, I would not allow most of these games. I would not allow at my table.
Yeah, like I myself often say there's no such thing as a bad concept. It turns out there are a couple of bad concepts.
The premises and themes of some of these are a little like, ugh. So which one do we want to dive into first? There's a list.
I think the most infamous of the unholy trinity. I think the one that a lot of people might be tangentially familiar with, and that I myself have experience with, is...
Oh, you played this one. Oh my God.
I played Fatal.
Oh my God. All right. I demand that you share the story of what it was like to play Fatal.
Yes, Fatal, from another time, another land. The self-advertised largest rulebook in RPG gaming. 980 pages of glory with over 200 spells and 500 items. Fatal is a brutally complicated game that is written by a I'm not going to say gentleman who had a real fixation on simulationism and his vision of quote unquote historical accuracy in a fantasy lens, which basically means brutal misogyny and a lot of hyper specific mechanics for depraved, horrible sexual things.
There is a stat in Fatal that's part of character creation. Do I get to say this one?
Oh, please do. Please do.
Okay. There's a stat in Fatal as part of character creation that is anal circumference, very infamously.
This is a combat stat.
Just so you know.
Like
Aramob says it's so historically realistic, you guys.
this is a real thing, by the way. So here's a warning directly from the Fatal book. Fatal is for adults only. This role-playing game is not intended for children due to content that is obscene, lecherous, and violent. Wow.
To say that Fatal is hyper detailed is like saying the Taj Mahal is a big house.
Yeah, and it's detailed in like the worst ways. We're talking like really specific anatomical descriptions. I'll put it this way. The chapter for race and gender is about 30 pages long, and a significant part of it is spent on tables, which have to do with a lot of like D100 charts, and then boy, there's just a lot going on. It's explicit. Yeah. There's a lot of nudie stuff. Like we saw some cute little naked drawings in the D&D 1E books. This is like the norm here in a very different kind of way.
Now, I have not played it, and I gotta admit, I cannot wait for you to share the story of how you came to play the game.
Oh God!
But my understanding is that the three things that it's cursed for is, you know, in terms of ethics, it treats sexual assault as a routine mechanic, basically, like it has
there are specific combat rules, yes.
Racism, sexism, and general bigotry, and these are all basically treated as jokes.
Oh, well, right here we have the racial hatred chart on page 35.
Yeah. And on top of that, the authors defend the game in very long essays and footnotes. They double down on the idea that critics are prudish or stupid, and it's really hard. It's really hard to treat Fatal as something that somebody made in ignorance. You know. Well,
no, this guy is well studied on his biases. I would say he's very he's got it all figured out. He thinks.
And Fatal is essentially, in my understanding, again, is that it is essentially the benchmark of how bad can a tabletop role-playing game get.
Yeah, I would say this is like the go-to for awful stuff. There are a lot of things wrong with it, ranging from how it manages to be somehow bigoted in every way, which is really impressive. Like it's sexist, it's highly racist, it's broadly insensitive to basically anything you can think of. It's grotesque and horrible. There's a bell curve for tightness on page 375. Sorry, like we're talking like as bad as it gets. This is.
All right. Did you lose a bet? Is that how you ended up playing this game?
So, this game was the result of a running theme in my tabletop group to do like one-shots on Halloween.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And what could be scarier than Fatal?
I mean, you guys just wanted to torture yourselves, didn't you?
More or less. I'll put it this way. My goal for Fatal was to get so drunk that I could barely remember it, and I think that I am the only person at the table who won Fatal. Because I barely remember it, and I fell asleep at the end of the session. So I think that's like a huge dub.
That's hilarious. I played it, I don't remember it, and that means I won.
I remember enough.
Wow. Okay.
So when I was talking about, I'll put it this way. There's like the species called trolls whose main thing is they like eat children. Mm-hmm. And trolls have the unique feature where their anal circumference is like 2 feet. Okay. So Jesus. 2 of our party members who both rolled trolls wound up playing catch with one of the NPCs.
Oh, God.
In a manner I will leave up to your imagination. Like, this is the kind of game that Fatal is.
I mean, I'm like secondhand in pain over here from that. Jeez.
I will note that character creation for this game takes about 3 hours.
Wow.
Wow. It is so profoundly complicated.
But I think it's important to point out here that while the crunch is extreme, the reason this game is cursed has very little to do with the rules. It has to do with the contents.
Well, it's both. Like, here's the section on ejaculation mechanics: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 paragraphs.
Again, I mean, yeah, okay. I think solid point. You have refuted my argument.
The number of contractions is 4 plus 1d6. The distance that a redacted is launched is in the first contraction is affected by age, SF, whatever that is, physical fitness, facial charisma, or bodily attractiveness. You get to pick. We're talking like a lot of detail.
Wow.
There's 1,000 pages of this, by the way.
Okay, well, I mean, it's good that I speak of this game in ignorance. I'm so glad that I've never decided to touch it.
I don't recommend it. There was one combat, which was against the primary quest giver, who was the wizard, if you're familiar with the Dare You Enter My Magical Realm comics. That was ripped off wholesale. And this combat took literally 3.5 hours.
Jesus.
It is... Everything's bad. Literally everything is bad.
The cover, if I remember right, is even not particularly good. Like the artwork.
The cover is like, can we show this? I feel like we can't show this.
Let's not risk it.
It's pretty close. Like I did a pretty risky stream yesterday where I was showing a lot of outrageous games. This would give me pause, like even during that.
Any other episode, Vera, I would probably be like, sure, let's show a cover. But for Fatal, no, I don't think so.
We want to listen to the theme song?
Oh, dear sweet Jesus, there's a theme song.
Oh, yeah. The 1,000-page rulebook comes with an enclosed CD-ROM that was burned by the writer, and it has the awesome theme song.
Oh, my sweet God. I had no idea that there was so much multimedia associated with this game.
Yeah, Fatal has an OST.
Wow. Holy moly. Let's not provoke the copyright strike gods, shall we?
Yeah, I feel like if anybody is going to get litigious, it would be this guy. There is a theme song, though, for From Another Time, Another Land.
Stefan Roy, no! Dear God, no! Leslie, wait, what? Our chat is just like in shock over this. Oh, we have a Necroplayer super chat. Thank you so much, Necroplayer. Thank you, Vera. You just made me want to implode all my sensory organs just from the thoughts of everything you mentioned up to this point.
You're welcome. Yeah, we're doing it. All right, I'm gonna read you the lyrics from the Fatal theme song, spoken word style. Okay.
All right. I dig it.
Imagine this is like death metal Nathan Explosion screamo. Okay. This is the chorus. Fatal is the best role-playing game that there could be. Fantasy adventures to adult lechery. Fatal is the only game that has debauchery. Fantasy adventures to adult lechery.
Wow.
That's beautiful, man.
Here we go. Snaps fingers approvingly. Yes. Our chat is the best. You guys are great. Oh, I should say, we're all very grateful for all the super chats. That is the best way to support the show. If you like Lorebeards role-playing and you want to see more content from us, that's the way to keep it going, the super chats. So we're always very, very thankful for your support.
Yes, very, very much so.
Yeah, good Lord. This honestly, whenever we do a show, Vera, I find myself wanting to linger on the things that we discuss, and I'm often like, okay, well, we, for the purposes of time, let's move on. And it's always like kind of a reluctant thing for me, but I give into it because the pacing of the show is important. For this show, I do not feel the need to linger.
Oh, but we could talk about Fatal all day. Did you know there are over 400 skills in Fatal? We like this. We're talking about how good it is to have crunchy skills. There are 400, dude.
Sweet Jesus, 400 skills. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Biofoot says, isn't SA easier mechanically than fights in game? Oh.
That depends on your build.
Oh my God.
Believe it or not, if you're playing as a woman, it's much harder mechanically.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow.
I'm not laughing because it's not funny. Like it's bad, dude.
I think people are laughing at me being tortured by this more than anything else.
So there's a random item table you roll on. I'll put it like this. This is when the drinking started in earnest when I played Fatal, okay? Now, I'll note, I was playing at a table full of friends, people that I respect and get along with, and we all kind of knew that it was a big joke getting into it. Nobody was like actually pushing the boundaries of this, right? This was a respectful space, but my character randomly rolled an item that made her always consent.
Yeah,
that's like just a thing. That is a starting item you can get in Fatal. Like, it's that kind of game.
I didn't think my dislike of this game could get any stronger, and yet here we are.
Well, you know you're in like a magical space when the more you learn about something, the more you dislike it. No, this is profoundly evil stuff. Like, this is the most... And that was my reward for 3 hours of character creation, by the way. Someone made like an online roller for this, but it is the most in-depth, heinously complicated shit I have ever seen.
I mean, that's a weird compliment, I guess. But, oh, geez. Yeah, I mean, Fatal is the worst. And this is why it's the benchmark, everybody. It is difficult to find anything of value in Fatal. Wow.
I'll note that unlike most books, the Fatal rulebook has footnotes.
You know, I should probably say that to our listeners and our fans, people who are experiencing this episode, we started with the worst one, so it's going to go. It's all uphill from here, thankfully.
Yeah, there's only one that competes with this for how bad it is, I think.
I mean, yeah, there's like maybe one. And the rest of the games on this list are bad for many reasons, but Fatal is it's difficult to say this isn't the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
Why did we choose this again? We thought it would be entertaining. I mean, I remember thinking this. I'm excited to tell people about this stuff, and now I'm sitting here like I regret my choices.
I apologize. The lived experience of Fatal does kind of hit bad. It just, you have to like flip through this to believe it. Like, there's an entire table for like how severely each race views different crimes, right? Like, that sounds bad when I say that, right? Like, you're thinking, this sounds bad, and you're right. You're right to feel that way. You've been learning.
In context, my brain like immediately figures out what you're meaning.
Well, there's all sorts of crimes in there, like burglary, right? It's a crime. Like like witchcraft, sure, that's a crime. Sure, arson, yep. Other stuff, you'd be surprised what isn't a crime in some cultures. Anyway, so Fatal's like that.
God bless you, Vera. Like you suffered so we don't have to.
I don't recommend it. I really don't.
Wow. Man, I mean, like, I knew about Fatal. I've known about Fatal for 25 years at the very least, maybe a little more. And I'm still shocked. Like, God, that's crazy.
Oh, it's a whole thing, right? Like, this is infamous for good reason.
I mean, infamy is, I probably an understatement. I think in this case. Oh wow.
Oh yes, it's fantasy racist for what it's worth, but like there's even so you still like detect evil from the author. Like there's. I will say that the way that he sets it up doesn't have like the trappings of real world racism as such from what I've seen, but the way he frames it is very sus.
I've read, again, I haven't read this book, but I've read reviews that say the author uses slurs in the text.
I'll put it this way. Human is one race, Then he has 3 separate races for dwarves that are white, brown, and black dwarves.
Okay. All right.
So it's like,
okay.
I don't recall it being like 1-to-1. I recall it being very evil in some way. Like there's just something going on there.
Now, would you say that the authorial tone of Fatal is smug and sort of self-congratulatory or pseudo-academic, maybe?
I would say it is thoroughly fart sniffing and despicable.
Nice.
When I was talking about how like there's footnotes earlier, my dude is like citing Plato's Republic 6 different times in the section on government systems, which there is a section on. I don't think that he understands it very well, but it's there. The citation is there, so you can think this guy is well read.
Yeah, that's the pseudo-academic tone I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very much a thing. And like regarding like how he views like race and stuff, he the section on racial hatred opens like this. There is a section on this. Quote, different races usually regard each other differently based on observed, imagined, or feared dissimilarities. Most characters prefer to associate with those who are deemed similar. Further, most characters avoid, dislike, belittle, or condemn those who are deemed dissimilar.
Wow.
Wow.
Baked right in. We have a super chat from the Exiled One. Would you like to read this one, Vera?
Yeah, thank you, the Exiled One. This is a good example of cursed knowledge. Yes, that is the theme today. It's bad, right?
Welcome to Lorebeards Roleplaying, where you get to see us suffer while we talk about these cursed games.
I think this guy's like horrible worldview creeps in all over the place. Like, here's a section from the gender part, which by the way is also like multiple pages. According to a prominent philosopher, and then he goes on to cite Aristotle, males tend to be more spirited, savage, simple, and less cunning. Females, however, tend to be more compassionate, more easily moved to tears, and more jealous, querulous, and more apt to scold and to strike.
That is some stereotyping.
He sure did cite Aristotle.
Jesus. All right, Necroplayer coming in with another super chat. He says, it's like racism written the same way Tolkien made the languages in Lord of the Rings.
I would say it's a little worse. There's a half page devoted to in-universe racial slurs.
Wow.
Like,
God,
it's pretty rough, man.
I mean, here's the thing about Fatal. Like, this guy is serious. He wrote 900 pages. He's not doing this as a joke. This is not performative, right? And especially the way he defends this work online, I should also point out, is makes it very clear that he was 100% serious about this, because it sounds so ludicrous that you might think, oh, this is just a joke. I assure you, it is not.
Well, yeah, like as you're calculating your character's BMI using a complex equation during character creation to determine your hit points, which is a real thing you have to do. You might think, wow, this is like satire, but it's not. He spent a lot of time on this.
Stefan Rowe says, oh man, this is some nuclear cringe. I agree, bro. I am feeling it.
No, it's rough. Like, I'm telling you, dude, there's like, we were talking about tables in like AD&D, and that's kind of complicated, right?
Can be.
In this, there are like 90 tables, and you have to use all of them. It's not like fine. It's not like, no, go through. Here's like weight times height divided by 705. Do it.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. Please tell me we're done. Or please tell me we're close to the end.
Oh, I can go on. Here's the freak of nature chart as part of character creation. Okay, on this step, roll 1d 1 million to see if something about a character is a freak of nature.
1 million? It's a
1d 1 million.
Is this it? Oh, sweet Jesus.
You need to roll 6 dice that are 10-sided. And if the result is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, the character is a freak of nature, quote unquote, who has survived. Most freaks of nature are killed when their deformity is discovered at birth.
Wow.
Thank you, Fatal.
Wow. Eugenics on top of everything else. That's
I'm
so lovely.
I'm gonna go ahead and not read all of these, but there's a list of like 5 possibilities for this that range from a supplementary nipple to other things.
Good grief. Okay, listen, I'm not against tables that give you like weird mutations. Gamma World is actually super fun. Mutant Crawl Classics is actually really fun. And even if you go back and look at like the Realm of Chaos book for Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000, which has a very long and involved mutation table, like those are all entertaining, interesting, unusual things that you're like, okay, this gives me something interesting to hang my hat on. I cannot offer the same benefit of the doubt to Fatal that I do to those other products.
No, I would describe this as like very sick in a lot of ways.
Steph Van Ray says, how did it get worse again? Every time you think you've reached the bottom of Fatal, it just keeps going.
I mean, there's one thing appropriate for the day. There's a page and a half devoted to intoxication by marijuana.
Woo! All right. There we go. There's our 420 link right there. If anybody asks,
we found it.
We found it. Boys, we got it.
Yeah, marijuana use has a mechanic related called EF, the euphoria factor, which does a lot of things. The effects of smoking weed. Physical fitness is reduced by 1/4 of the euphoria factor. Strength is reduced by 1/3 the euphoria factor. Health is reduced by 1/2 of an ability point for 2 weeks if you smoke weed. Rhetorical charisma, a derived stat, is reduced by 1/2 EF. Reaction speed reduced by EF. Enunciation reduced by EF. Language reduced by 1/2 EF. Math reduced by EF. Analytical intelligence reduced by EF. Drive reduced by twice EF. Intuition increased by EF. Oh my god, it's a buff. Common sense, another derived stat, reduced by 1/2 the EF. And reflection reduced by twice the EF.
For a week?
Yeah.
Okay. I live in Colorado, and certain substances here are legal, and I can assure you that I have never felt effects that have lasted for a week.
Well, here we have a chart that explains how badly you go into withdrawal a year after smoking weed.
A year?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, for anybody who is unfamiliar, that is simply ludicrous. That is simply ludicrous. We have a couple of super chats I need to get to before they go away. Necroplayer97 says, this guy came out of the satanic panic and being bullied as a nerd, and he learned all the wrong lessons. That is great. That's a great comment, Necroplayer. Appreciate you, buddy. That's awesome. And we got this one. You want to read this one?
Yeah, Spitfire, thank you so much. My group used to joke about rolling circumference ages ago. We tried once and the complexity killed the joke for good. Yup, because it sounds funny until you realize how much like high school level math is involved in actually rolling for circumference, because he makes you calculate it.
Leslie says, I'm Dutch. Trust me, one joint does not fuck you up for a week. Thank you, Leslie.
Like, whatever despairing pit this guy turned to later in life, he did not turn to drugs. I'll tell you that, because he has no fucking idea.
Oh, we got one from Aeromob. Aeromob says, you'll find it staggering that as many ideas and systems there are, none of them were redeemable or good by accident. You think something would. Good point. I mean, you would think that something would just turn out to be like salvageable by accident, if nothing else, but no. It really is.
Well, it's almost impressive. Like, he managed to write so much and say so little of value. Like, here, I'm flipping through a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's an 8-page table that is. It's an 8-page table that is a D1000 chart for magical effects.
Okay. You
know, almost all of them are redundant and worthless. It's amazing. They're all boring.
I have played the Arduin Grimoire, which is a game originally created in the 70s, and it is super chartastic. Okay, just tons of charts. And I didn't hate it. Like, I was like, this is a little swingy. It's a little random. It's difficult to make some of these results make sense, but I didn't hate it. However, none of those charts had objectionable content, which I think would push the complexity and the frustration with that complexity way over the line.
Yeah, like I think that like the sheer outrageousness of a lot of this stuff is like it's so beyond the pale.
You want to read this one?
Thank you, Matthew. 900 pages, what no page limits does to a person, specifically 980.
And Necker Player says, this got a second edition.
No one can stop him.
Okay, to be clear, like, I mean, this does fall under, you know, technically falls under free speech. And I certainly wouldn't want the government to step in and say, you can't publish, you know, objectionable stuff. This is, I was a soldier in the army. I literally fought for people's right to say what they want to say. That's like, I consider that a core part of my being. But I am free to mock it, and I am free to not want to buy it, and I'm free to tell you lovely people, don't buy this. So there you go.
All right. I think we should probably move on from Fatal.
Please.
But before we do, I'm going to read you a couple of names of magical items. Okay?
All right. Okay.
And you tell me when we hit the limit.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right.
My body's ready. Ugh.
The Brassiere of Staring.
Okay.
The Brassiere of the Cursed Brassiere of Droopiness.
Okay, that's sexist, but all right, you know.
The Robe of Mysterious Erections.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm hanging in, but damn.
The Cane of Unchastity.
What?
Anal beads.
Okay, yeah, I think that I don't need to know about magical items like that. I think that's good.
All right, moving on.
Wow. Woo. All right. You know, I'm grateful to Vera for being the one to cover that game.
All right. Move. Yeah.
Dear Lord. Okay.
Glad to lend my lived experience to this one.
Would you like me to start with Rahowa?
Oh boy, yeah, you're tanking the next horrible one, and this is also bad.
Rahowa is the second on the list of Holy Trinity, and I think it's beaten only by Fatal's sheer fatalness. But Rahowa is super bad. Now, what it stands for is how do I say this? Redacted Holy War.
It shares one common theme with some parts of Fatal.
Yes, that's true. Its premise is this: in a post-apocalyptic future, there are certain chosen people, white people, who fight against non-white people and malicious ethnic groups that I will not name, in a war to cleanse the earth of impurities. And that is just exactly as bad as it sounds. It is a militant survival kind of war game with a just absolutely awful ideology bolted onto it.
I think it might be more evil than Fatal. It's close, but like
it's less disgusting.
Yes, but it speaks to like this profound inner darkness. I think that Fatal is like the obsessive project of somebody who has no idea what sex is and like just really thinks it's interesting, and has like some bad ideas. This game is like meant to radicalize people.
It's more insidious, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Aeromob points that out. This game is possibly the most offensive on the list, morally repugnant, I would say, because it has this vision of some holy war where its stated purpose is white people must win this war, and the rules are rudimentary and not the point. Like, you do not play this game for the rules, and the player characters are explicitly racist terrorists. Adventures involve things like ambushing non-white communities or sabotaging ethnic structures. It's absolutely soaked in propaganda slogans. It uses the same language and iconography of extremist pamphlets, and it treats the game as an extension of the white supremacist movement's literature.
Yeah, it may not surprise you to know this was developed in-house by a certain movement dedicated to certain ideals.
It was actually designed by a church that's associated with that movement. It's one of the few examples I can point to of a role-playing game created by a church.
Wow.
I know.
Amazing.
I know. Yeah, it's not accidentally problematic. I want to be very, very clear. It is purpose-built as propaganda and ideologies that are associated with a certain political party from 1930s Germany.
Yeah, unlike Fatal, which is kind of whimsical and fun to read certain parts of, there's not a lot here I really want to read aloud. It's pretty rough, man.
And the gameplay core loop is basically kill racial enemies in service of white supremacy, which makes it morally toxic by design, not by side effect. And it sits alongside racist music, pamphlets, and video as part of the same recruitment ecosystem. It's cursed not just because it's offensive, but because it's essentially a hate tract wearing RPG clothes. And I'm being very clear. We are analyzing this as a warning, not as any kind of endorsement or something you should go play and experiment. Fatal, like Vera, the way Vera experimented with Fatal. That's funny. That's an actually funny story. Like, I legitimately laughed. I legitimately enjoyed hearing about it.
Yeah, it was like fun at the table. We were having a big goof. We were having like some drinks. It was silly, right? It was whimsical. We were playing. It's outrageous. The game's horrible. It was not like this. This is like really bad.
Nope. You play this game as a joke, and you're the punchline. Yeah. Thankfully, I don't think either one of us have played this game. So.
No, I think I'm good.
I don't know what else to say about this game that we haven't. I'm unlike Vera. I'm not going to go deep into the dive on this game. I feel like I have covered it sufficiently, I guess. Do you have anything else you'd want to add?
Well, it's sort of what you would expect, right? There's a specific skill for quote unquote the holy books, which they specify are the white man's Bible. It's like, it's really bad, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to dress that up at all.
There are ways to get more specific about, like, it's a book made of stereotypes to reproduce them, to spread the values of white supremacy. I don't want to engage in, like, poking at all of their horrible ideas in specific. I don't really recommend reading it either. It's sort of what you think it's going to be. It's not very creative because, of course, it's not.
Aramob says this is messed up RPG you can only order at the back of Guns and Ammo magazines in the 90s next to the Rhodesia mercenary ads. I mean, that sounds right. I don't know if that's actually true, but it sounds right. Woo! All right, so that was the second worst on the Holy Trinity. Now there's the third worst, right? I mean, let me back up a step. Vera, are you okay with us moving on from?
There is one thing I want to say about it in conclusion. The book ends noting that the primary purpose is to spread ideology, but then it also says the most important part of role-playing games is having fun, which is a weirdly salient point. Like
Oh
they
my
put rule
god.
0 in this game, so go figure.
Wow. I mean, oh my lord.
Anyway, moving on.
Just wow. Necroplayer coming in. He says, I have only one question. Is there any real world people named for allies or enemies? Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah,
Yes.
I think you've intuited something about this game, and
if you think back to that German political party from the 1930s and their primary target, I would say, that is listed specifically in the book.
I'm not sure there is an allies list. They sure have some enemies though, and yeah.
Woo! Yeah, that was not fun. Okay, we got one more super chat from Vire7. You want to read this one?
Hey, Vire. Vire says, "Sup, guys? Curious in your opinion on Pathfinder. I'm currently playing it and enjoying it a lot. Also, this topic is hilarious. Had no idea RPGs could be this cursed. Thank you for this wonderful palate cleanser because I love Pathfinder. I absolutely love Pathfinder. It's my first real tabletop role-playing system, and it is super near and dear to my heart.
Pathfinder is a good game. I have enjoyed it. I would actually say the computer games are excellent. Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous, I would unhesitatingly recommend them. And Pathfinder Second Edition has been recommended to me numerous times by a lot of friends. So I would love to try it out.
I have not yet gotten to play Second Edition proper. I have played a lot of First. I played like a full campaign, a few like spin-off games and things. I was like a daily Archives of Nethys reader. I was constantly checking to see if new books were up. I was playtesting the first release of Pathfinder 2e, but I have not played the like modern version of it. I don't know. I'd be interested to try. I really like 1e a lot though. Like it's very close to my heart. I love the Slayer. It's like my favorite class in any of the D&D branch of games. So big fan.
Yeah, Pathfinder's Alchemist is a really cool class.
Alchemist. Yeah.
I was very impressed by the design of Alchemist. I was like, this somebody put some real time and effort into it, and it feels flavorful and fun and lots of options. And I don't know, it's like, this is a class I wish 5th edition could adapt because it's just so cool.
Well, yeah, an Alchemist is so flexible. Like a mutagen build is entirely different from like a bombs or potions build. It's really cool.
Or a vivisectionist build.
Yeah. Like there are so many things you can do in Pathfinder that I feel are really unique to the game. What a well-designed and not horrible system. That's awesome. That's awesome. I feel so much better now. Thank you.
Yeah. Ask me sometime at the bar about like some of the stories about Paizo, because there's a bunch of those. But the game is great. Game is great.
Yeah, we covered D&D. We could do like a Pathfinder thing at some point. I would love to just like pick apart good classes and stuff. It's because there's a lot of like really good design and they tried so many things.
Pathfinder was able to start with a real leg up because they built on the bones of 3.5, which was already, the amount of effort, time, and money invested into that game to get us where it was, and then Pathfinder was like, okay, now we'll just make that better. I'm not saying they were cheating or anything, but I am saying they had an advantage, which they did utilize, and they did innovate on. So, that is very, very good. But let's get back to the cursed games.
Arrow Mob asks, how do we make Pathfinder cursed? Zon Cathon.
I don't know what that is.
Zon Cathon is like the Clive Barker-esque god of sadomasochism in Pathfinder. One of the lawful evil deities prevalent in Geb, I believe, the undead nation near the Mana Wastes and a few other places. Think like chain devils and so on. It's cursed.
Hellraiser, basically. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. But the third game on the list of the Holy Trinity is called Hybrid. And hybrid is a little unique in that it was actually made from Usenet, if you remember Usenet from back in the day. It's not a traditionally published book. It was circulated as text documents, and it presents itself, let's put it this way, it presents itself as a unified, mathematically perfect role-playing game system that solves all design problems ever.
Ross, are you familiar with Time Cube by any chance?
I am not familiar with Time Cube. What is Time Cube?
Time Cube is a notorious theory about the logic behind the space-time continuum that says that time is in fact a four-sided day and that you are educated stupid.
That does sound an awful lot like hybrid.
The website is rather similar as well, actually.
I wonder if it's the same guy.
I think they're cut from a similar cloth, but anyway, please move on. Please continue.
So hybrid presents itself as a framework that can model just about anything via very esoteric formulas and layered mechanics. And the author describes hybrid in very grandiose terms. He implies heavily that other role-playing games are primitive or wrong. But the thing about hybrid is people who've tried to read it say that it is unparsable pseudo-math bullshit. The text is full of these dense formulas, ambiguous variables, and undefined terms that do not resolve into usable procedures. It's like numerology rather than actual game design. And I've seen some of the text for this, and it reads a lot like a law book or like a really advanced mathematical book with all these it's like chapter 2, and then the headers are things like 2.1, 2.11, 2.14. And it also has very wild jumps in topic. It mixes bits of mechanics with digressions and rants and metaphysical claims, side notes. Rules are not organized in any conventional way. There's no clear character creation section. There's no resolution chapter. You just have to hunt and peck your way through this thing to find anything of value. And on top of that, it has these occasional moments of pretty bizarre content. Odd remarks about gender and sex. It's not really about explicit bigotry, unlike the first two. But it's more about complete incoherence. It's probably the best way to describe it.
Rule number 71. For polygamy, or to figure out number of wives a man can have, use the cloning equation, where if your DP divided by her common male DP, where number of male clones the male can create or manufacture plus 1 would represent number of women he could have for wives, but the minimum would be his C2 DP divided by 10. And if you dilute this equation a number of girlfriends, unregistered marriages, number increases. And if you dilute this further to get women with little or no morals, number increases in form of prostitution, as well as the penthouse brothel for rich and famous of Playboy. In U.S., about the time of Prohibition, it was voted to make it brothels illegal, though during Prohibition, it was legal in New York City. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying about equation for polygamy, if two ladies are at 10 com, a guy at 20 C2 DP equals 49.2 C3 DP each, where he'll need to be at 50 C3 or 20 C2 DP to have one wife at 10 com.
That's a direct quote from the book.
Yes.
He did not make a single word up out of that. And that is one rule.
Oh, that's half of one rule.
Oh my God.
Want to hear rule 72?
We got to read some super chats first. You guys are saving me with the super chats. I appreciate this. Here we go. Biofoot 7874 says, "I'm sorry, Ross. Literally nobody remembers Usenet." I see you, Biofoot. I see you. I'm an old man, and I'm allowed to say things like, "Remember Usenet back in the day? Get off my lawn and go get a haircut."
Oh, man.
Necroplayer. Oh, you got to read this one, Vera.
Necro, thank you so much. Oh, so Hybrid is a game designed by someone so far up his own ass that he imploded into an infinite spiral. Yes, and the complexity of that spiral is laid out for you in 500 glorious rules.
Can I quote you on that, Necro player? I desperately want to quote you on that. That is an excellent breakdown of Hybrid.
Yeah, like, whereas Fatal is sort of at the intersection of heinously complicated and kind of evil, and the other game is entirely evil, this is just all complicated. He's got one rule for like determining the strength of the country's nuclear program.
Wow. Yeah, hybrid earns its place in the Trinity because it is effectively unplayable. Even if you are a determined reader, and there are people that have tried, they have failed to reconstruct any kind of coherent rules engine. The best you get are fragments of what seems like maybe, possibly some sort of system. And it also embodies, Vera, would you agree with this? It embodies designer delusion.
I think that delusion is a great word here, where he inserts like movie reviews of The Matrix and Disney's Atlantis before going on a digression about divorce law in Louisiana. Like, this is madness.
It is. It literally is. Actually, I think that it is a meme of madness. It is a window into the mind of a man who has gone insane. It is shorthand for if Fatal is the benchmark of how bad a game can get, and Rahowa is the benchmark for how offensive it can get and evil, then Hybrid is the benchmark for the very, very far end of the pool of bad RPG design, because the text just absolutely defeats any attempt to understand it.
It's pretty fascinating. Like, I think this is the least morally objectionable. There's some crazy shit in here, like the part where he argues that alimony money is like slave labor. I think he might be divorced. But
I wonder why.
Crazy. This one is fun to read. I recommend this one.
Yeah, of the Holy Trinity, this is the one I would say maybe do look it up online and experience for yourself. The author's belief is that this is a flawless, mathematically superior system, but every single page shows the exact opposite.
Yeah, like if you just like open it up and Control F the word note, you will find all of his digressions, like side note or note, where it gets like into DC Comics or like his thoughts on the legal system or like it's pretty awesome.
It's not cursed because of its shock content or anything like that. It's cursed because it's non-functional, elevated to a quasi mystical, self-important rants on many things. And yeah, this does feel very much like a divorced dad, like needing to get something out of his system.
It really is something.
Necroplayer 97 says, "Can we get a tier list of hybrid rule quotes?" Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Oh boy.
Ooh, we should do a tier list of D&D editions, and we should do a tier list of hybrid rules.
Oh man.
Oh, I honestly love this idea. I unironically love it.
Thoughts on running a one-shot a hybrid, Ross?
Nope.
No?
Not even for money. I don't think I could. I prefer my own sanity.
There are only 203 rules.
Oh, wow.
It's the perfect system.
You want me to run a game that is famously unplayable?
Yeah.
I mean, all right. You know what? There's a number, and I can be bought. There is a number. We'll have to do this as part of our tier list or something, and just say, okay, if we reach this many dollars, Ross will run a one shot of it.
Well, like what that'll literally turn into is like mathematical whiteboard session, where we're trying to work out what the fuck all of the stats are.
Oh my god, I could buy a whiteboard. I could try and Steve Kornacki.
Oh god.
Wow. Oh, the ideas. Okay, congratulations, everybody. You made it through the three worst. It gets uphill from here.
Uh,
Wow. I am still shocked about some of the things that we learned today.
I feel like I've been running for half an hour.
There is a certain tension, right? A certain like there's a release when you're like, we're done. Think we got through the unholy trinity. Whew. Yeah, hybrid is that bad. Can be 09. It is that bad. But it's not as bad as Fatal, and it's not as bad as the other one.
It's bad in a fun way. If you enjoyed some of these quotes, like I would also recommend Time Cube. Time Cube is fascinating. It's a similar level of like spiraling madness.
I would like to show you the one that I own if you want to go down that road.
I would love to see the one that you own, Ross.
All right, great. This is not the one I'm going to defend, but it is the one I decided to buy. Created right here in Denver in 1981, we have The Spawn of Fashan.
Yeah.
The Spawn of Fashan is a self-published fantasy RPG. It was sold in very small numbers. The book includes character creation, combat, wilderness town, dungeon procedures, monsters, and a minimal setting. The land of Boozboodle. You heard that right. And it's on the world of Fashan. The implied world is sort of a post-apocalyptic land where it was knocked back to medieval technology by a nuclear war, and there's lingering radiation and psionics and rare high-tech artifacts. It wants to be, what Spawn of Fashan really wants to be is a detailed simulationist fantasy system. The player characters are all humans. There's 8 to 10 stats. You roll stats on 5d6, which gives you a narrow and high average range. Then you roll on a very long series of tables. This sounds familiar, doesn't it, Vera?
This is a running theme, Ross. Interesting.
You roll on a long series of tables for things like eyesight, sense of smell, hearing, taste, body quirks, which is nothing like Fatal, insight, intellect, mental illness, phobias, compulsions, handedness, height and weight, learned abilities, and language. Your language is random. You either pick or you are assigned a character type such as fighters, creepers, shadowers, occultists, and swayers is a class. Kind of like a face, if you will, like a socially adept person.
Okay.
They have odd special powers, like creepers can exude black clouds and swayers have mind-bending persuasions. Occultists can induce seizures or indecision.
Yeah, one of the two.
And the combat gets very, very granular. There are multiple steps to see if you hit, what part you hit, how armor is damaged point by point, and then what happens to the target at the end. The reviewers of this game note that when you finish resolving one hit, it's hard to imagine anyone still having the will to live, let alone keep playing.
Amazing.
You can feel your soul leaving your body during the process of figuring out whether you hit someone or not.
This sounds like Fatal now.
I assure you, the content is nowhere near Fatal's content. The rules may have some similarities, but not in content, just only in the mechanics. So why is Spawn of Fashan considered cursed? Would you like to know?
I would love to know.
First is the dense and overwrought writing. It's almost incomprehensible. It has a formidable learning curve hampered by poor, oh so poor writing. It has rules bloat with no clarity, so many tables, so many stats, but very little guidance on how to meaningfully improve them during play. It's simulation for its own sake. It's extremely disorganized structure. What the character types actually do is buried in the very late sections of the book after you've already chosen these things.
Great.
And it has a cult reputation. Spawn of Fashan was at one time the third of the Holy Trinity. It was so rare, and it was mocked very early on in the internet's life cycle. So it got a sort of mythic worst game ever title from Usenet and forums, and that sort of amplified the aura of cursedness, if you will. However, of the games we have covered so far, this is the most playable if you put in some serious work. But the presentation is so bad that most people treat it as an artifact of how not to design or write a role-playing game.
Impressive stuff, honestly. Like,
I mean, is it more incomprehensible than Fatal? I don't, or Hybrid? No, I don't think so. But it's pretty. It's dense. Just as an example.
oh yeah, there we
It's
go.
very dense. Yeah, you're like, tables and tables, and so many tables, y'all.
Are there any asides where the author talks about the power scaling in various DC comics?
No, unlike Hybrid, it does not talk about that or Alimony.
I did quite enjoy that.
But here, I'll give you an example. It's under philosophy and rules in playing the game.
Oh boy.
When players begin the game, they begin on a day. It can either be the day after their last character died, the first day of the year, a randomly rolled day, or a day selected by means of the rolleries. Yes, rolleries' own choosing. The point is that it is a day straight out of the year of the planet. Referees, therefore, must create a calendar for their world, the year of the planet, and thus the calendar is the basic framework for playing the game. To a large degree, it sets the pace of the game and the action. It is vital.
So there's a rep. What? There's
right?
Wait, hang on. So there's a referee, and then there's a rollery.
Yes, the rollery. Yes, he who rolls, or they who roll, I should say. I am the one who rolls.
You're the rollery?
Yeah, Bryan Cranston voice. I'm the one who rolls.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Kibo, what RPG is this? Spawn of Fashan. That's what we're discussing. Spawn of Fashan. Again, published 1981. So very, very, very pre-AI, but wow. Wow.
So this was dethroned from the three by virtue of an even more complicated and insane game coming out as the deal.
At least, yeah. Again, there's other ones that have made the list, but Spawn of Fashan is one that was bumped off. Don't ask me when. I didn't look up the history of the unholy trinity for this one. What's another cursed game you'd like to talk about?
Well, you brought up earlier certain supplements for Lamentation of the Flame Princess, and I did some looking into this on my own, and boy, was I impressed.
Lamentations is one of those cursed adjacent games. Like, I'm not going to tell you Legend of the Flame Princess is a bad game. I'm not going to tell you it's an offensive game. I will tell you it has a lot of adult themes, deals with drugs, deals with violence, deals with some very dark areas of fantasy. But I will say it's definitely cursed adjacent. And this particular topic that she's about to discuss is part of the reason why.
Yeah, like as far as I could tell, a lot of the curse supplements for this game were written by one guy.
That's right. Zach Smith.
Well, and James Raggi, right?
Well, James Raggi is the creator of Legends of the Flame Princess. He's the overall, he's the Gary Gygax, if you will, of Legends of the Flame Princess.
Oh well, he wrote both the supplements that we're going to talk about too. Okay, so there's like a lot going on here. All right.
Well, they're related to specifically Zach Smith, which is why I brought up.
Yes. So. Well, so who is Zach Smith, Ross?
There's so much to get into. All right. I'll try to do the shortest version I possibly can. Zach Smith, also called Zach Sabbath, also called Zach S., is a game designer. He started out gaining a lot of notoriety and attention for a website called D&D with Porn Stars. And I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. And I'm not going to judge him for that. Like, if you want to play D&D with Porn Stars, awesome. I honestly, at the time, I was like, wow, that guy's living the dream. However, Zach has had numerous credible accusations against him for abusing women, and is infamous for harassing. It is uncontested that he harasses people. Like, you cannot argue that he is not a just absolute to the knife harasser and stalker, cyber stalker. And he very controversially, he and another guy were involved with Mike Merles as part of the design of D&D 5th edition, and their names are in the 2014 Player's Handbook as consultants, which led to a campaign to try and get Mike Merles fired, which is called #Fire Mike Merles, because Mike Merles was not at all apologetic or interested in discussing the controversies surrounding those two gentlemen. So yeah, suffice to say, I am like I don't. I think that probably covers it. I think there's a lot more I could say, but this is not about him. This is just he's related to this topic.
I'm going to go ahead and add the caveat that all of this is alleged, because he is famously litigious and filed suit against Gen Con at one point.
He is, yeah, if there's a tool he can use to try and make your life worse, he's going to probably pull that lever.
Allegedly.
Oh, I do want to address a couple of comments really quick. Wesley says, why did you buy Spawn of Fashan? It was created by someone here in Denver, and I thought it would be kind of fun to just have a copy of a cursed game that I'm not embarrassed to show people.
Hometown pride, hell yeah.
So that's why I bought it. And this comment from Biofoot is that he's doing all the different spellings of Zach. This particular guy is Z-A-K, if you're trying to look him up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And of course, Stefan Rowe, FML, it is still getting worse.
I don't think it's getting much worse.
Well, again, like we've already covered the absolute bottom of the barrel. This is we're still ascending. We're going uphill.
This is like worse stuff happening in real life, but not in the book. Well, I mean, the book is actually pretty bad also, actually.
I can't wait to hear you characterize this particular product.
Well, there are a couple of PDFs written by Raghi that I think are relevant here. One of them that I believe preceded the Zach Gate is called Eldritch Cock. Where awesome. The chicken on the cover, yeah.
But a chicken on the cover. Okay.
And having scrolled through this book, I saw a handful of icons from a certain military from the start of the 20th century in Germany. I saw a lot of phalluses, some like scantily clad women bathing in slime, a section called Baptized by the Black Urine of the Deceased. This is a lot. This is a lot, Ross.
I should say, full disclosure, I've met James Raghi, and it is my belief that a lot of the things that are in Lamentations of the Flame Princess are reflections of black metal themes and visuals, and some of that stuff is very cool and interesting. I want to be very clear. This is nothing personal against James or anything. It's just, you know, we're talking about cursed stuff, and this is definitely adjacent.
Well, there's a page in here called The Lunar Womb. I mean, these are all song titles, by the way, that he's like adapting into like full page spreads. This appears to be a moon made of vaginas. Kind of awesome.
I mean, question mark. For a certain value of awesome. that is something that I would be like, okay, not for me, but I wouldn't necessarily hate on it per se. But yeah.
Yeah, like what this seems to be is like a bunch of crazy black metal song lyrics he's turned into game mechanics.
Mornington Crescent has got comment. Says the moon may be made of vaginas, but no man can find the landing spot. Great one, Mornington Crescent. Damn, bro.
Good, great.
That's beautiful.
Anyway, there's a lot of phallic and yonic stuff in this book. There's a lot of crass stuff. I think this is kind of cool. It's obviously doing this on purpose. Like the way that this book is built in the back for Eldritch Cock is: do other magic users snicker at your flaccid spellbook? Do you suffer performance anxiety as a referee? Do your players complain about the abbreviated delivery of your cantrips? Like this is like a big joke, right? But
I would characterize the Legends of the Flame Princess as it's a little bit like right up to the edge of edgelordy. Although one of the games we're going to talk about later is like super edgelordy, but this is right up to that point where you're like, yeah, you're just right about right there. Try to be as edgy as possible. Some of it feels like that.
Yeah, like I would call this very self-aware.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I mean that's kind of the problem with one of the products, right?
Yeah. So, would you like to tell us about another supplement that was written for this system?
Okay. I'm going to speak of it. I want to be clear. I haven't read it. All right. I have not played Legends of the Flame Princess. I don't own it. I haven't read it. And I certainly haven't read this product they're about to talk about. But there was the context around it is what makes it at the minimum cursed adjacent. And I'll leave it up to you, Vera, to tell me if you think this is truly cursed, because I feel like it's certainly right there. Like I feel like it could fall on that side. So there was a kind of a blowback socially. There was a blowback against Legends of the Flame Princess because Ragi was continuing to publish stuff by Zach after everything came out regarding Zach. And so, as a reaction to these, I would argue, very serious allegations, Ragi made a meta in-joke product called Zach Has Nothing to Do with This Book. And the content of that book, according to the things I've read about the book, because again, I haven't read it. According to what I've read about the book is essentially a very thinly veiled defense of Zach. So you have a book that is literally the title is a joke about continuing to employ a very problematic creator, and then the book itself is like, no, he's actually fine. You're the ones who are wrong. Would you say that's pretty close?
Yeah, and I believe that part of the argument he makes is that he gets how Zach feels because he himself was accused of assault by a couple of women, which doesn't make it read a lot better.
That doesn't. You get how that's worse, right? That's worse.
Yeah.
if I could say something to Ragi, it would be, you get how that's actually worse, right?
And maybe that didn't maybe he was accused unjustly, and that sucks. But I feel like it's not a good look in that context, right?
Yeah, and I'm, for the record, believe the accusers first. Believe the victims.
Yeah,
believe the victims. But yeah, wow, it's edgelordy in a way that is just so. I mean, it is very self-aware. I mean, that's the most charitable way to put it. It's very, very self-aware.
This is a case of like self-awareness being kind of a bad thing. Like
pizza cutter, according to Mornington Crescent, all edge, no point. Well, again, there's stuff on this list that's even more edgelordy than this. That is beyond the edgelordiness.
But this is a a module that makes a very specific point about something happening in the real world.
Dismissing extremely serious crimes as a joke. I would say that's the part where it becomes curses, where it's like, oh, okay, clearly you're not taking any of this seriously, and that's really bad. It boggles my mind to have someone like Raggy who had this platform and decided to use it in this way. It's like, why, bro? What were you thinking? Whoa. Yeah, here we go. Stefan Roy. It hurt itself in its confusion.
A little bit. Like, part of what makes this so outrageous is that like the context for his module that tries to poke weight at this issue, these accusations, is like set in a circus, and it's like all a big joke.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, we talked about games that are morally repugnant. We talked about games that are mechanically incoherent. We talked about games that are, for lack of a better word, straight up evil. This is a game that is, I would say, socially unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like socially repugnant. Like, if you're at all empathetic for other people, this is a game that's going to make you go, but why?
Yeah, he's not like promoting ideology here. He's like making a specific statement about one person, but it's also kind of like it's challenging the accusers pretty broadly, which I would say is sort of a bad thing to put out.
It feels very Gamergatey to me. Like, just it feels very Gamergatey. Which, you know.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing. This came out like in 2019, right?
Right. It's not that old. Like, it's not Spawn of Fashan from 1981. It's not Fatal from 1990-ish, I think. And Rahowa is also from like the late 80s, early 90s. So yeah, this is one of the more recent examples of a cursed game.
But it goes to show new cursed RPGs are being written every day. Maybe one of us can take up the mantle and write something profound. Who knows?
I would rather break the curse than be the curse maker. Jeez. And
I think I could write the next hybrid.
This is from a guy who wrote a setting called The Cursed. So, you know, literally wrote a setting called The Cursed. It's wild. Jeez. Okay. Would you like to move on from this one, or is there more you'd like to say?
Yeah, I think we can move on.
Then I would like to talk about one that has a great title.
Yes, please.
This title is from 1981 as well, and it's called Fantasy Wargaming: The Highest Level of All.
Yeah.
Now that is a title, my bros. Wow.
It sounds like an isekai.
I mean, a little bit, right? The subtitle "Highest Level of All" is part of the. It's just part of the original book. But most people shorten it to like Fantasy Wargaming, which is, I don't know, far more boring in my opinion. And this one is, it aims to be the definitive medieval fantasy system that was more historically grounded than D&D. It mixes wargamer detail with an attempt to model medieval society, Christianity, and demonology, along with quote-unquote real magic theory. Oh, I see you, Vera. I see you
real
already.
Magic theory?
Yeah, I see you going like, what?
Huh. Go on. I'm intrigued.
Large sections of this book are written on medieval social structure, theology, and cosmology. It takes Christian demonology and magic very seriously as in-world, quote-unquote, science. Yeah. Character creation involves social class, profession, and various stats. There's a heavy emphasis on social hierarchy and clerical roles. And I don't mean clerical like typing or a secretary or an office manager or any of that stuff. I mean clerical as in like a part of the church.
Mm-hmm.
Magic in this game uses very complex procedures about correspondences, astrological timing, and ritual requirements intended to echo historical occult beliefs rather than fire and forget D&D spells. And combat and campaigning rules are very detailed with a clear wargame heritage.
I see where this is going.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So why do you think it's considered cursed?
Because it is methodical and precise and laborious by chance.
It is. It's the prose in it is very dense, very academic. Much of the book reads like a cross between a medieval studies essay and a wargaming manual.
I've joked that like certain systems can be Talmudic in nature.
Ooh, I knew you'd very. I love that you use words like Talmudic. This show is like 20% cooler just because you're here using those kinds of language. I dig it.
Shucks.
Please continue though.
You know, one biblical studies reference, one My Little Pony reference. We hit all the different ranges here.
The whole package.
In this case, it's like literally Talmudic. For context, Talmudic study is the practice of review done by rabbis and like rabbinic Judaism. Like the Talmud is the one of the holy books, right? It is a central text of like law and precedent, and you have to know it pretty well if you want to be a rabbi. So in similar fashion, GMs have to understand their books pretty well, and in this case, we have combined the concepts pretty well. It's no longer being used referentially; it's almost literal, right?
That's true. We got a super chat from Daysex990. Cursed RPG, Dark Souls, such a wasted setting.
All right, Daysex, thank you so much. And yeah, I agree. I love the Soulsborne Kuro Ring series of games. I feel very close to the setting. I think there's a lot you could do there. We talked a little bit during our RPG Grail stream about possible ways to use Bloodborne. I think that a well done, possibly homebrewed or just home devved Dark Souls game would be a lot of fun to play in, but I have not been impressed by what I've seen of like official supplements for it. So,
we're going to play Bloodborne soon. We just need to figure out technical things. So yeah, this game, it's pretty wild. It doesn't sound like something that you would want to play. Let's start there.
I admit I have a soft spot for like complex religiosity. I'm not sure it would run well at the table. Can you give some examples, perhaps?
I can't. This is one of those games that's extremely hard to find. It was published in 81. It is this is just a really boring game. I hate to say it. It's just a super boring topic and game. It tried to present itself as the serious alternative to Dungeons and Dragons, but it is so serious, and especially with the heavy emphasis on how it handles religiosity and how it sort of slants things toward Christianity. It certainly strikes me as someone who saw the Satanic Panic and was like, oh no, I need to make something that people will be okay with.
I see. So by virtue of being like very down with God, you think it was meant to be exempt from that kind of critique?
I mean, it's kind of off-putting by modern standards. Okay, the treatment of religion, sexuality, and gender, and it's just not accessible. There are no good examples. There's no adventures. There's no tools to get people from the text of the book to the table actually playing the game. So it's cursed. In my opinion, this is cursed because it's a failed prestige project. It is way intellectually ambitious and historically informed, but it's so overcomplicated and so badly presented that it's just mostly remembered as a warning of how far simulationism and lecturing, because the tone in this book is very lecturing, can go wrong. That's why I think that this game is flawed. But also that title, The Highest Level of All. Wow.
It's got divine aspirations. It's like it's down with God, right?
I mean, it's definitely down with something. It's definitely down with something. We got oh man, you guys are killing us in the super chats. We love it. Thank you so much. The Exiled One. Would you like to read this one?
Yeah, thank you so much, The Exiled One. Time to start playing Bloodborne then? Hell yeah. Bloodborne is also quite religious, in a much more exciting way.
And it doesn't lecture you.
No, it lets you make your own mistakes.
True.
I'm quite excited to play Bloodborne.
Speaking of mistakes, would you like to move on to another cursed game?
I would love to.
All right, what would you like to pick one, or anything from the table that strikes you?
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about Empire of Satanis to like get a nice counterpoint to the religiosity.
Okay, yeah, Empire of Satanis. Remember how I was saying there is a more edgelordy game? Empire of Satanis is the edgelordy game. It's written by a guy called Derek Deshaw, who's probably better known as Venger Satanis, which is his nom de plume, if you will. It is set in a demonic universe called Ildrathoth. I think Ildrathoth, maybe, which is under the rule of the Dark Lord Satanis, which, as you probably just heard, is also the name of the author.
Wow, incredible. What a coincidence.
Player characters in this game are fiends. They are part demon, part alien, and part human. They're vying for power and influence in Satanis' empire and the neighboring realms. The setting, it just hurts me to talk about this stuff sometimes. The setting is, it includes hell gods like Drekthkrom and Tulavra. I feel like I'm summoning Cthulhu, like right now.
Well, that's intentional, I believe.
Realms such as Cathana and Shala, wandering horrors, cults, and occult conspiracies. Mechanically, it uses a very simple D6 based system. It has, it does have a rule that's kind of neat. It allows a player to, at any time, to propose a story change, roll a D6, and on a 6, the story goes the way that the player wants. That's not a terrible mechanic.
I have qualms, but the idea works.
Character creation is pretty loose. Fiends are largely defined by narrative traits, powers, and corruption. The text encourages improvisation and is not so much into the crunchy build crafting stuff that we've talked about with some of the previous entries on this list. However, so why is it edgelordy? Well, it is full of quotes from Lovecraft, full of quotes from Anton LaVey. If you don't know who he is, he was the head of the Satanic Temple or Satanic Church. There's a difference. I don't remember exactly which one.
Oh, that's awesome.
In real life, he was a real life guy. Thomas Ligotti. Just look some of these guys up on the internet. If you're curious, these are not horrible things to look up, but if you're curious, and so it sort of foregrounds a mix of cosmic horror and pop culture Satanism.
Can I read part of the
please
opening crawl for the game?
Please.
Welcome, my bloodied, chaotic, and slimy disciples. You have walked through a door to H.P. Lovecraft's version of hell by way of a surreal dreamscape. You are diabolic champions who are destined to be as godlike as your emperor, Satanis. But don't start to feel all smug and superior, because at one time, your kind were the feeble, unwanted, unloved, beaten, abused, spit upon, hated, and feared dregs of humanity. Citizens of the human realms who practice sorcery were banished from the universe. Each time you were reminded of your struggle for power, a blind, volatile rage takes hold. A twisted sense of dark purpose hides behind a decadent mask of revenge fantasy.
Wow. Yeah.
Are you in?
No. Famously, there's 2 games on this list that the author has claimed to have put a occult curse on critics of the product.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm absolutely serious. This is one of the 2. This is one of the 2
No
games.
way. No way.
Nope. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Yeah.
Ugh.
It's bad.
I would have expected this was done with some level of wink and nod, because he goes on to say the layout is minimalist and garage band. It's all about the words in the page. It's akin to Lovecraft on an acid trip, hurriedly describing the insanity of hell as he falls deeper into the pit with a capital P. Like, how is that like that's gotta be like a haha kind of thing, right?
No,
Right?
I mean, so
Please, please, Ross.
there were some very harsh reviews of this game.
Well, yeah.
On RPGNet, and Venger Satanis put out a blog post discussing the curse calling on infernal powers to afflict people who tear down the empire of Satanis, ending with "Hail Satan, so it is done." I mean, it's yeah. He literally tried to put a curse on critics of this game. Vera, you know I'm on your side on this one. Jesus Christ. It is so edgelordy. It is all about blasphemy and about revenge. It is, I mean, the author's own stated goals is it's about achieving power, blasphemy, and revenge over all those normal people and civilizations. Tipping it strongly towards what I would argue is juvenile shock value. It's very Chunibyu, right? Like you know what Chunibyu is, right?
Oh yeah.
It's very Chuny. It's got an incoherent, pretty self-contradictory setting, because it's the Empire is written as both a totalitarian state and anarchy, and ruled by black magic, which I don't see how any of those things work together. The mechanics, nobody cares about the mechanics. This is not, I mean, I praise the one rule that I thought was actually kind of good, but it's not about the mechanics. But it's very try-hard occult. It's very constantly name-dropping LaVey, right? Ritual language, explicit satanic branding. This feels like a teenager's dark notebook more than a thoughtfully built horror game.
I note that it's got lightsabers in it, but only red ones. Not even a joke. Not even a joke. A quote unquote crackling scarlet energy void sabers.
It is a perfect storm of shallow shock value, messy writing, and just over the top try hard occultism.
Rob, this is fucking awesome. Can we play this?
No, I do not want to play this.
No, this is great.
I don't think so. No. I'm sorry.
But every 6 turns, we get to have something cool happen, right? Because on a 6th, you get to just choose where the narrative goes. So
I mean, again, that is not a bad rule. Like, that's actually a pretty, I don't mind that rule a bit. But this game is not one you play for the mechanics. It's not about that.
I don't know.
I feel like I'm just breaking down over here and falling apart. Like, why?
I'm kind of stoked. Wait.
Oh my God! Please. All right. So tell me what you find of interest here.
I think this would go hard with like 10 beers and some Sabbath albums.
Did you not learn your lesson from playing Fatal?
Well, we got past 10 beers during Fatal, and I remember it well, so.
Sure.
I found the strat, dude.
I'll tell you what, this is a game that I might play, but I don't think I'd ever run.
Oh, I'm going to run this. This looks easy to run.
All right.
There are no rules. Fuck it.
If you run it, I'll play it. Let's go with that. I'm down. I'm down. For that level, I'm down. I feel like promoting this in any way is just a bad idea.
No, this is awesome. There's hyperspace sorcery. There's dimension magic. There's like 15 races I can't pronounce.
Now there's another game on this list that was actually part of the unholy trinity at one point. That is, I will defend on the basis of it being so freaking cool. But this is not that game.
Dude, this fucking rules. What do you mean? There's a skill for Candyland magic. Fuck yeah. Why not?
All right. I mean, I suppose this is one of those games you might be able to talk me into, and yeah, this is a beer and pretzels game. I guess I can agree on that.
If you don't play this with me, I'll put a curse on you, dude. I'll invoke the dark powers.
Well, we've already criticized the game, therefore we're under the curse. I mean,
there's only one way to lift it.
we have to play the game in order to escape the curse.
Dude, it's Jumanji. It's fucking Jumanji, but
the only way out is through.
Holy shit.
Wow. All right. Hey, we got a Necro player coming in with a steel chair. You want to read this one?
Hey, thank you so much, Necro. I appreciate this word a whole lot. I feel like the ultimate lesson this stream is teaching is that satanic panic in society was harsh on the nerds of the 80s to early aughts, and more people than we would like came out the other side changed for the worse.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
I think there might be a lot of truth to that. I feel like a few of these seem influenced by repression or like anger, right?
Well, it's certainly, I mean, this game is explicitly themed for revenge, so yes.
Fuck you, society.
Yes, this is what it feels like. This is exactly what that feels like.
You sent me to draw with colored pencils with the school psychologist when I was trying to make little statue claymen of Beelzebub in art class. Fuck you, Mom.
I mean, it does feel like someone who has that mindset, yeah. Oh my gosh. Woof. There's like a couple of games on this list that I'd be comfortable playing. This is not a game I would be comfortable playing, and that's why I'm saying, okay, it's like I'm gonna need some beers to get through this. Wow. All right.
I don't know. This looks fun to me.
Again, I'm in. If you're gonna run it, I'm in. I just don't ask me to GM it.
I don't know, this is my show, dude. I'm not reading the rules first.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Even better. We're going in blind. Blind playthrough of Empire of Satanis. Oh my god.
I can wing it.
All right. Well, I mean, there's a certain amount of money that someone can pay to make us play this game.
I think this would be fucking awesome, dude. We could be the first to ever play it.
I don't know.
Also,
you know what? If somebody wants to throw $100 super chat at this, I'm in. I'm 100% in. Yeah, otherwise, I'm going to be like, I don't know, bro.
Candyland magic, by the way, is the exact opposite of nightmare technology.
I mean, nightmare technology is a cool term. Candyland magic does bring certain things to mind. Like, it's not without merit. Like, this game is not without merit. It's just, it feels so goddamn cringy edgelord to me.
I'm so here for that. I'll wear my black robes.
All right. You know, I have a cloak. I have a actual like deep hood. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah. We're being asked if we want to stream it.
Yes, absolutely. If we play this, we're gonna stream it 100% for sure.
I don't think we can handle that crescent. Oh boy. All right.
I feel like Lorebeards After Dark was basically the first like 45 minutes to an hour
of this show. Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. And Kiddo asks, what was the Satanic Panic?
Ah, okay.
This is so relevant. It never has it been more relevant.
I agree. Do you want to try and summarize that, or?
Feel free, Ross, please.
Okay. So there was a movement in the 80s that was essentially a moral panic. And this lasted until like the mid-1990s. And unfortunately, millions of people in America, primarily America, became convinced that secret satanic cults were abusing and sacrificing children, even though there was virtually no credible evidence ever supporting these claims. There were 12,000 cases that were reported, but investigations and reviews found these to be unsubstantiated, okay? But it got popularized by largely parts of the religious right. There was this guy called Jack Fick who used to make these little comic books or tracts, if you will, for evangelical media, and that pushed very sensational images of occult conspiracies and hell and satanic infiltration of everyday life. These were the themes of the Satanic Panic. There were books and movies about this stuff. There's a very infamous one starring Tom Hanks called Mazes of Monsters that falls into this category. It had to do with like recovered memory therapy and a lot of just weird cultish things, but it specifically got into Dungeons and Dragons because they consider Dungeons and Dragons a gateway, quote unquote, to Satanism. There was this guy called what was his name? Pulling, right? James Pulling, I think, and he went missing in the steam tunnels under his college, and the investigator that the mom hired to investigate this case zeroed in on the fact that this guy played Dungeons and Dragons, and he assumed that the steam tunnels were like a dungeon that he was real life exploring, but that had absolutely nothing to do with it. It was a LSD freak out, basically, that it ended with him going in there and unfortunately considered committing suicide.
Yeah.
And his mom, in reaction to this, created a organization called Bothered About Dungeons and Dragons, or BADD, B-A-D-D. And this was picked up on by groups like the 700 Club and various televangelists and promoted. I personally had to sit through a PTA meeting where they discussed Dungeons and Dragons as a gateway to Satanism, because I went to school in the Deep South. I was in Hot Springs, Arkansas, right in the very middle of the state. And yeah, it was essentially a massive conspiracy theory that recycled the same old story. There's secret global elites abusing children in hidden rituals under different names. And yeah, it was not a great time to be a gamer, but on the upside, if you want to say there's an upside to the Satanic Panic, this is how a ton of kids got into D&D back in the 80s, because anytime you saw an authority figure, especially a religious authority figure, talking about something that was being bad, it was usually like, oh, my ears have perked up. I want to find out more about this thing that you think is bad. What is this thing? Why? And then to hear them describe Dungeons and Dragons, it sounded cool as hell, frankly. And it kind of backfired in that I feel, and I'm not alone, there's several scholars that feel that the Satanic Panic did a lot to popularize the hobby of role-playing games. So
the other upside is that the lingering religious trauma from this event gave us the amazing game Empire of Satanis and led to 2026's Satanis Panic, where the Ross Watson realized that, yes, indeed, we will be playing this game.
Let's go! Exiled One. Holy crap. All right. You know what?
Thank you so much, the Exiled One. All right. It's on. It's fucking on.
I am just a man. I can be bought. The Exiled One has bought me. We're going to do this.
So we had been planning to spin up some kinds of one-shots before too long, and it looks like the first one is this most excellent game.
Oh my God. You know, this is my life now, and I'm constantly amazed at where this turn in my career has taken me, and it's taken me to the Empire of Satanis. Thank you, the Exiled One.
It was always calling your name, Ross. You knew it had to happen.
You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I'm just like, okay. You know, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll pick a date after the show. Vera and I will get together. We'll figure out how to make this happen. We are going to get this done.
Wow. Oh, it's going to be fucking awesome.
We need, Lich Lord says we need to get Andy to play. He's a very busy guy. I mean, I don't think it's not like he would object, I think, necessarily. But he is very, very busy. And I think getting him and Lindsay onto a show with us is possible, but unlikely, just given what they're up to. But
I can definitely grab Ryan for this.
We'll ask. I mean, I'll certainly ask.
No, I'm gonna pitch it and he's gonna get stoked.
It's possible. It's just I just think unlikely is the only thing. I want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited. I think this looks friggin' great.
This episode has literally stunned me. I have rarely been in a state of being overwhelmed, but I feel like I'm almost a little overwhelmed by what's happened in this episode.
I had been looking forward to this one, Ross.
Down with the devil, down with the devil.
Dude.
Oh my god, it's gonna be rad. Who's gonna DM this? Says Kibo. Vera. She's volunteering.
I think it's up to me. I've seen every episode of Metalocalypse. I'm so ready.
Okay. Metalocalypse, now I'm seeing it through a different lens.
No, this is gonna be fucking awesome, dude.
All right. If we're seeing it through the lens of Metalocalypse, now it's suddenly like way more interesting. Wow.
You see the vision.
All right. If my character can ascend a mountain that's shaped like a hand throwing the horns, I think we'll be all right.
Wait, that's where the concert is. You guys have an important mission.
Woo. All right. Don't give too much away. We're gonna have to. Wow. All right. Cursed Games. What do you have anything else you'd like to say about the Empire of Satanis before we move on?
Fucking awesome. Can't wait to play it.
You know, the scary part is you might bring me fully around, and then I'll be like, now I have to defend 2 games. Jeez.
Dude, as soon as I looked at this, I was stoked. There's some very edgy shit in here, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong, but come on, that's great.
You know what? Like I said, I think you're winning me over. I can't believe it. Oh, it's honestly surprising to me that I'm kind of okay with this.
Come on, it's so cool.
I have friends of mine. Okay, I certainly have acquaintances of mine and fellow designers that I know who would just abjectly refuse anything that has this kind of thing going on. And I'm thinking to myself, do I want to be like that, or do I want to be a little more open-minded? And I'm like, if Vera's running, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. All right.
Well, I think the secret is to accept how fucking awesome this is. If you just take it in the most zoomed out way possible, it's so great this exists.
Okay. All right. Wow. But we should probably pick. Do you want to pick a new game to cover?
Can I read one of the sample characters from Empire of Satanis first?
You are just obsessed with this. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
This is Frual, who's part of the Vim, the Mask Wearers, a species of demon who has masks that become their faces. Ooh, edgy. Frual was born in a Cathana insane asylum to psychotic parents who neglected him often. He learned how to be self-sufficient, anonymous, and emotionally detached. He wants to eradicate familial affection and sever ties regarding parents and their offspring. An often spoken phrase is forever alone, individual oblivion. Frual is also a sex fiend, finding solace in the arms of tentacled hookers.
Wow.
Come on, dude. This rules.
I mean, it's giving me vibes of what is that video game called? It's giving me vibes of that video game that was all about revenge, and it was like a
hatred.
Yeah, it's giving me vibes like that, and I don't like the way that feels, but again, I'm willing to go.
I think of hatred. I think of Postal.
Yeah, well, to me, they're on different levels, but I mean, they're
Postal 1 is hatred.
Well, they're definitely in the same category. Yeah.
Yeah. Postal 2 is fun-loving and whimsical, though. That's different.
Listen, the good news is everyone's going to get to see me suffer. That's why I ultimately was fine. Even if I don't necessarily enjoy it, I'm going to get everyone else to enjoy me going, oh God, why? Just throughout the whole thing. No.
I would apologize in advance, but I'm not sorry.
No, that's you know what? The chat has spoken. The mighty chat has spoken. I wonder, can you be a cleric of chat? Can chat be your spell giver? That would be kind of wild. Oh man,
I'll allow it. If you roll a 6.
If I roll a 6.
get some water really quick. Would you pick our next game as you do? I'm gonna dip out here. Hang on.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll hold the fort. There is another game I do want to make sure and cover before we. There's so many of these games, y'all, but there's one that I think is actually really important to talk about because it is the one game that was in the Unholy Trinity at one point that I feel is actually a pretty cool game. It's called The World of Cinnabar. And it was written in the 1990s by a guy called Raven C.S. McCracken, which is a great name. That's an author name right there. It's set on a planet called Cinnabar, which is like a hollowed out Mars, which was converted into a starfaring world ship to save humanity from a cosmic cataclysm. And that's a really cool idea. The backstory involves a god of hope and command. The god's wars in another dimension called Shadarkeem. And there's a chain of stellar catastrophes and a magic statue that turns Mars into the world ship and hurls it across space. Over tens of thousands of years, Cinnabar has suffered multiple collapses and alien invasions and plagues, and it leaves behind this patchwork of ruins and super science and magic, mutant beasts, psionics, and godlike beings. This is a kitchen sink mashup. It eclipses even Rifts in terms of being a kitchen sink gonzo mashup. Superheroes, fantasy, sci-fi, cybernetics, mutants, godlings, and bizarre monsters like a 72-headed chameleon hydra all coexist. There is a magic item which has one of the coolest names, the Midnight Sunstone Bazooka.
By the way, it warms my heart you said Gonzo just now.
Oh, Gonzo. I mean, absolutely. That's one of the things I love about Rifts as a setting is Rifts is very Gonzo. But this takes Gonzo to a new level, and I kind of dig that because characters can be things like mutant ninjas. Unfortunately, not mutant turtle ninjas, but mutant ninjas. Bioengineer beings, psionic adepts, powerful mages, or even any combination of the above. And it has very long lists of powers and gear. Advancement is it's a little infamous because the rules talk about when you get to level 50, you basically become immortal, and you get to go to godhood beyond that.
I see.
Yeah, but it's considered. I think the best way to think about this is that it is a beautiful train wreck, an absolutely beautiful train wreck.
People say the same thing about me, Ross.
I aspire to be a beautiful train wreck. I am just a train wreck. So why is Cinnabar considered cursed? Why was it on the list of worst RPGs of all time? Because people were aware of this before they were aware of hybrid, for example. And it's
always a bigger fish.
And to be clear, this is a playable game. Like the mechanics work. All right, it's not hybrid, but it is definitely defined by a lack of restraint. Okay, this is incoherent world building at its best. There's gods and cataclysms and viruses and mutant megafauna. There's super tech, and it just feels like an unedited stream of consciousness, fever dream, rather than a focused world. It's packed with a lot of intricate subsystems. It doesn't have the subsystems like Fatal does or like a hybrid does, but it has a lot of subsystems. And there's a lot of very powerful abilities. It in some ways, it feels like a precursor to Exalted with a lot of really, really powerful abilities. And balance is basically meaningless because you can become an immortal god with absurd powers, but that's also true of Rifts, and I love Rifts too. So the presentation and the tone is earnest. Clumsy, but earnest. And the vibe is that this is Raven McCracken's unfiltered imagination. Not really a refined product, but just very much like, here's what I've been thinking about. And the reason why I defend this is because if this guy was aiming at making my inner 12-year-old stand up and cheer, he absolutely nailed the bullseye. Like everything in this book makes my inner 12-year-old go, yeah, hell yeah. Like it's just so, it's juvenile in a good way, right? It brings me back to simpler times of imagination, if you will. But in the 90s, it was a punchline. And this is where it got its worst game ever status.
We could play this also.
Long before Fatal, long before Rahowa, this was considered the worst game ever. And I don't feel it deserves it. Even the people who think it's charming, like me, can point to this as an example of what happens when nobody says no. Okay? You're going too far. No. And I'll be honest, unlike Empire Satanis, I would jump. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's play some World of Cinnabar. I'm absolutely down to play some World of Cinnabar. It's surprising to me that this was actually part of the Unholy Trinity. I get that some people just see this and they see an incoherent mess. But I feel like there is a lot of creativity on display here. Oh yeah, there's Morning to Crescent points out laser bears. Yeah, there's one of the monsters very famously is a bear with laser vision. That's one of the monsters in World of Cinnabar.
That's so fucking awesome.
Right? I mean, this is the game. This is the one cursed game I will defend. I will.
You can run this one.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm down to run this one. I'm absolutely down. Nobody has to pay me to do it. I'd be down.
Hell yeah.
We just need to figure out where that falls on our list of one shots. But yeah, World of Cinnabar.
Yeah, I feel like the vibe is like Saturday morning cartoon pastiche.
Maybe yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of Herculoids. There's a little bit of yeah. I mean, that's not a bad way to put it. I feel like it's just a little more pulpy than that, like a little more John Carter and Flash Gordon, maybe, but it's definitely adjacent to all those things on the Venn diagram. It's part of all those things.
It's in a good place.
Yeah. It's charming. Yeah, Micah says it's charming. Yeah, absolutely. That's how I feel about it.
It's got a giant mutant fire clam in it.
Yes. Why not have a giant mutant fire
Fantastic.
clam? Why not? I mean, that's
fantastic.
That's like straight out of Johnny Quest, right? Like, I mean, yeah. Mike also says that sure is a name. I guess you're talking about the Midnight Sunstone Bazooka. And we got Necroplayer. Okay, this rules. Yeah. I mean, legit. This may be a cursed game, but to me, it's actually pure magic. My good. Go ahead.
There's a TV trope entry called "Cursed with Awesome."
Yes.
Oh no! I've got a sick curse mark that'll unlock my latent powers. Oh, horrible.
Yeah, my very good friend Darren Watts, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but Darren Watts was one of the guys in charge of Hero Games for Champions 5th edition and various other Champions 6th edition, various other things. And Darren is the guy who turned me on to this game. Darren's the guy who's like, here's what this game actually is about. Here's why you should try it. And I'll never forget him talking about how radically cool this game actually is. And it was the first time I'd ever seen anybody push back against a cursed game. And Darren, again, rest in peace, buddy, had that insight to see where the greatness lies in this beautiful train wreck. We got somebody saying Tunabu, Mickey Stopwatch. I hope you were there for the Empire of Satanis, because that is absolutely Tunabu.
I'm so excited for Empire of Satanis. That's just awesome.
You know what? You may be the Darren Watts for that game. If you may turn me around on that 100%.
I see the vision. Okay. This game Cinnabar gets your inner 12-year-old. That game gets mine, dude. I was reading Spawn when I was 12.
Yes, that explains so much.
Hey, I resemble that remark. Okay.
Wow.
Oh man.
Well, that's World of Cinnabar. There's only one more game I really want to talk about. So, where would you like to go from here?
Hot chicks.
Hot chicks. Oh, great. Let's talk about hot chicks.
Can y'all guess what Hot Chicks is about?
I mean, it's in the title, yo. Hot Chicks the role-playing game.
Yeah, Hot Chicks is a hell of a thing. Hot Chicks is actually an anti-capitalist manifesto.
Which is great. Like, legitimately.
You know, it's very serious about this. It's arguing that, like, the corporate overlords are in league with Satan.
I mean, I already like it. Stop trying to sell it to me.
Only the hot chicks can save us. They have big guns.
They really do. We should talk about Super Babes with this one at some point.
Okay, I'm down.
Because Super Babes is also fascinating for various reasons. Do you know the tagline for Hot Chicks?
What is the tagline for Hot Chicks?
The dark future of humanity never looked so good.
Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Oh, yeah.
So the premise is it's a near future Earth where corrupt capitalists, literal demons from the netherworld, as Vera pointed out, and sinister alien scientists have formed an unholy and somewhat accidental alliance to exploit and mutilate humanity. Now, who do we play in this game?
I have one guess.
Interestingly enough, you don't have to play women. You could be a hot dude if you want to be. But the titular hot chicks and hot dudes, they've had enough of being objectified and used, and they become heavily armed, super competent warriors fighting demons, aliens, corporations, and crime. Why is this game cursed? I mean...
It's because the world wasn't ready for hot chicks. See, Hot Chicks was set in the far-off future of 2015. So,
weirdly enough, I think they actually nailed it.
Yeah, go figure. Holy shit, it was prescient.
Like this and Idiocracy, like right up there.
Oh my god.
There's some interesting mechanics in this game. It's almost like a really cool version. No, that's not a good way to put it. Anyway, it's got these certain advantages in the game, like they're like feats, and some of these are named things like Cunning Linguist.
Wow.
Or God of Reloading.
That's fucking awesome, actually. Hold on.
And then the flaws are things like Butt Ugly or Can't Stay Dressed, which I like that one a lot.
Is that a flaw?
I mean, maybe. Fertility is also one of the... You can either be highly fertile or infertile, for example. Guess what the hit points are called?
So if they're for the hot chicks and they're on a meter that you observe, could they be chick tracks?
Oh, I wish. No, the hit points are called shrugs.
Huh? Oh, that kind of makes sense, actually.
So when you lose shrugs and fail your damage resistant checks, you can go unco, which means unconscious. And at twice your shrugs, you're dead. At 3 times your shrugs, you enter a condition called dead as hell. And at that point, you leave behind nothing recognizable as a body. This is the game where I was like, I might be able to get Vera to like this game.
I'm in.
Yeah, this is one of those that's not unplayable, but it has a cursed tone because the center hook is basically cheesecake and sleaze, which is not awful, but
I appreciate how the 420 Cursed RPG stream has turned into the one-shot planning stream.
There's some twisted logic there. this game does have a lot of juvenile humor. It's very fetish adjacent, so that may be why it's considered cursed, because it's not a family game. Like, you wouldn't want to play this with your kids.
I never would have guessed that when you explained the fertility mechanics.
Right. The art also kind of leans into innuendo and fetish tropes.
Dude,
So,
it's all 3D. Like, it's unfucking believable. It's like that Uncanny Valley early sexy 3D from before BioShock Infinite revolutionized the game. If you know, you know. But it is unbelievable. Can we pull this up? Can we just like show off the cover of this?
okay, you know what? Let's do it. Hot Chicks the RPG coming up, coming at you. Do you have it ready here?
Yeah, hang on. Let me pull this up. All right.
Mom, my character keeps getting pregnant. It says Arrow Mom.
Oh my god. It keeps happening.
I am cackling over here. Jesus.
Yeah,
Chat, y'all are heroes. I want to say this. Chat is heroes in this episode. Absolute super chads over there.
Where's the actual image for this? Here we go. Wow.
Whoa!
Now that's hot. Look at her. Holy shit.
Oh my god. That is definitely a cover. Oh, it should be pointed out the creators are called Dakar Unlimited.
Oh my god, dude.
Right? Look at that. Actually, there is a historical precedent for this game.
You don't say.
No, for real. There was a game in the early 80s called Macho Women with Guns. And it is a spiritual predecessor, or Hot Chicks is a spiritual successor if you want to flip it around.
There's a spiritual lineage, you're saying.
Yes, there's a connection. Macho Women with Guns is not that far off.
Wow.
It's a time capsule. This is absolutely a time capsule of early 2000s edgy, sexy design. The central joke and premise has aged poorly, shall we say, but
it's very important that if we play this, the opening scene setting narration starts with in the far off future of 2015.
Yes. And we should lean into the fact that the characters in this game are meant to be women who are empowered against exploitation. That's a core concept of this game.
I think she looks really empowered.
Right? Especially against exploitation. I can't say that with a straight face. Wow.
Wow, this is awesome, Ross.
I mean, I'm glad we got to cover it on this show. I am glad.
I was excited for this one. I'm sold, dude. I'm here.
I did. I want to be clear. I told everybody it was uphill after Fatal, and it has been. It's just been, those first two are just so bad, and then it starts to go up.
we had to go through the crucible together to get to the glory that is Hot Chicks and Cinnabar and fucking Satanic.
Yes, God.
We had to go through like the traumatic experience together to make this journey worthwhile.
See, this character on the cover is literally saying, ask me about how I fight exploitation of my gender. I do it with guns.
Yeah, she's answering, dude. She's dual wielding. She's got 2 cannons locked and loaded.
She's got a pair of 45s and some guns. And that is the kind of writing that you will find in Hot Chicks the Roleplay game. I am not just saying that. That is the tone of this game. Is that kind of innuendo.
Thank you, Hot Chicks the Roleplaying game.
Wow. Okay. I actually think I know what kind of character I would make for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you're curious, there's I've been part of some actual plays you can find online for Toward Eternity, and I played a character called Lady Salvo, who is a
nice.
She's basically a masked adventurer from the 1930s pulp era.
Oh yeah.
And she would fit right in to that game for 100%. Like a female version of the Shadow, basically.
Mask, cloak, bikini.
I mean, for that game, yes. For hot chicks, there would be a slight wardrobe change. Yes.
Thank you, hot chicks.
Yeah, Dragon Magic says, "Is this game supposed to be cursed?" It is. I mean, this is more like the subject matter than anything else. And again, this is on the lighter edge. This is on the lighter side of the cursed stuff. Because if we were all way too bleak, you guys would have tuned out like 20 minutes ago.
It feels a lot better to like full-chestedly endorse this, pun intended, following a fatal discussion too. Like it could be so much worse.
Yes, let's be very upfront about why we like this game. Oh, if we play Hot Chucks, it's got to be all innuendo all the time, right? Like,
of course.
We have
no, this is good timing.
Oh, God.
I did a whole stream on Saturday about like boob games on Steam, and this fits right the fuck in. Like I'm telling you, I didn't get banned either.
Speaking of my inner 12-year-old,
big win.
Ask me. We'll have to talk about my Star Trek Online characters at some point because I'm absolutely a 13-year-old boy when I play Star Trek Online.
Interesting. Is this relevant to hot chicks in some way?
I mean, ask me about the names of my starships. Things like the USS Grand Tetons, for example.
Excellent. You know, I mean, to go boldly where no man has gone before.
Oh my God! Yeah, Hot Chicks. Hot Chicks does tickle a certain funny bone, and if you're into that style of humor, you know, I mean, Farrelly Brothers, Coen Brothers, more Farrelly Brothers style, or if you like 80s sex comedies and stuff like that, then Hot Chicks is probably going to be right up your alley.
Amazing, fucking amazing.
I would like to talk about one last game. Which is it's fascinating because it was created by some extremely talented and extremely famous role-playing game designers.
Oh yeah, do tell.
There is a game, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you back in time to the year 1987. Gary Gygax has been ousted from TSR. He's gone off to do his own thing, and he gets together with some guys and they form this company called New Infinities Productions Incorporated, which that's a heck of a name right there. And they decide to create this near future post-apocalyptic role-playing game called Cyborg Commando.
Okay.
Cyborg Commando, which if you would do me a favor, Vera, and look up that cover, that's one we can show. And it's
Cyborg Commando.
It's pretty rad. It was created by Gary Gygax, who is the co-creator of Dungeons & Dragons. It was created by Frank Metzner, who created the basic D&D box sets. It's created by Kim Mohan, longtime TSR editor and game designer. And these three guys who are just absolute legends. I mean, Metzner kind of had some scandals and controversies that made him less of a legend, but nevertheless, there's the cover. Look at that thing. Look at that.
Is that the U.S. Capitol on the left there?
It absolutely is the Capitol building, and he's got a laser beam built into his ring. I think maybe the ring is like the firing port, and the laser's built into his arm. But yeah, he's firing a laser beam out of his knuckles there. And this game, I mean, it is like it's the most Kevin Simbeta game that Kevin Simbeta never made. It's just got all the hallmarks of a Palladium game, but it isn't. The premise is that in the year 2035, less than 10 years from now, oh my God, I'm old. Earth is attacked by alien xenoborgs.
Nice.
The xenoborgs can only be fought back against by cyborg commandos, which are human brains installed in powerful cybernetic bodies. This game came out a year after RoboCop. Just saying. It is the first and only RPG created by New Infinities, which is the first company that Gygax founded after he left TSR. And it is a critical and commercial failure of the ages. This was a game nobody bought. And if anybody bought it, then nobody played it. So why didn't they play it? Because it's 1970s design sensibilities in 1987. This is absolutely all the craziest stuff from Advanced Dungeons & Dragons and even those early books, but not the good parts. It's got really clunky, uninspiring mechanics. You use multiple D10s for percentile style checks, but combat and character options are very stiff. They're underdeveloped, and it's basically mediocre at best in terms of game design. It is far more work than it is fun. And this is very similar to a game called Living Steel that came out around the same time. But Living Steel was even more simulationist and less crazy. And it didn't have the superstar names attached to it.
And this is set only 20 years after Hot Chicks.
Right? So this is what happens in the world of Hot Chicks as they turn into Cyborg Commandos.
Damn you, capitalists! You blew it up! You blew it up!
No, this can't be that. The Hot Chicks timeline cannot be. It is far too cool to fall into this.
I want to believe the Hot Chicks would have saved it.
So, if you were a fan of D&D in the 80s, like me, like everyone, and this is 87, so it's pre-World of Darkness. D&D is still the king, okay? And you were like, hey, Gary Gygax came out with a new game. And everybody's like, ooh, what is it? Is it fantasy? No, buddy. It's a grimdark cyborgs versus bugs. And you're literally a brain in a jar stuffed into a robot body. It's like RoboCop, but way less cool and no social commentary whatsoever.
My God.
The reason it's cursed is because this was a big, embarrassing misfire from a fairly legendary design team where the famous names could not save an awkward and unappealing execution of a role-playing game mechanics. Yeah, this is so bad. Like I have a vast collection of games. This is just a small amount of the role-playing games I own, and I own some stinkers. I have some crazy stuff like The Foundation, which was from 26 years ago. It's like one of the worst superhero role-playing games of all time. Oh, Benjamin Fraser says you either die a hot chick or live long enough to see yourself become the Cyborg Commando.
That's deep, man. That's deep.
I love that. Well done, sir.
We live in a society, y'all. That's crazy.
We live in a society. And you can take that cover down if you want.
Yeah. Let's banish Cyborg Commando. Yeah, when you're that big a name, there's some pressure on you to not deliver a stinker, right?
It just felt like it. God, I mean, if you have like a really well-respected director of film like Denis Villeneuve, and he made just something god-awful like Manos Hands of Fate, you'd be in the same boat as everybody looking at this game in 1987. You'd be like, what?
What the hell is this?
What the hell is this? Oh, we've got so you're either a hot chick or a cyborg commando dealing with the Emperor Satanis. You're trying to combine these things together, Kimbo 09 game. How do I pronounce that? I'm so sorry.
I like the vision, though. I see what you're getting at. There's potential here.
There's some cooking in that kitchen.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got a little time left. Is there another cursed game you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I was intrigued by Zaracon.
Ooh, Zaracon. Okay, yes.
I don't really understand Zaracon, but I think that a couple of the images from the rulebook are worth showing off.
Okay. I mean, there's... I think at the last few minutes of this show, we're going to need to like list off all the other things people need to go look at. But yeah, let's look at Zaracon. So, what is Zaracon? What's the deal with it?
Zaracon is a indie RPG. Would it be fair to call it this?
I mean, sure.
and it is a very short system that doesn't use dice.
Okay, what does it use?
It uses a deck of playing cards.
Okay.
And you're meant
Oh,
to,
I do remember this one. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, and you're meant to assemble hands with your dice. And it's interesting to me because there is exactly one class in Fabula Ultimate that does something kind of like this, and it is the hardest to run thing in the game. And here, that's the entire system.
Yeah, I do. Okay. I think the best description of this game is it has a lot of heart. It's a tiny, obscure game that has a lot of heart, but is very badly written and very aggressively pushed by the author.
Yeah, this is like I'm looking at the rules here, and it appears to use the cards as a measurement system on the map, as well as a way to build hands to gain bonus points to abilities you use, but also,
It's a textbook example of a amateur fantasy heartbreaker.
It's a passion project, I would say.
Very passionate. The author resurrected a thread on RPGNet from 2008 to launch personal attacks on critics. That's the kind of passion we're talking about here. It's a small press RPG. It's got a very combative author, and his reaction to criticism becomes part of the legend, kind of like Venture Satanis and the Curse of Satanis, which we are currently under because we criticized the game.
Like, how could you criticize a rule book like this? Like, here's one of the images
Oh,
of the rule book.
My God!
Like, what is there to poke fun at here? I mean,
where's the lack of quality? Come on!
I don't see the humor. Come on.
For folks who are listening to this and can't see the screen, this is a piece of art from inside the book, and it is ludicrously cartoonish.
I think she's very shapely, actually.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this, honestly, but it is. There's no problems with ideology, right? There's no problems with contents per se. It's the author drama and the quality, the overall quality.
By the way, inexplicably, this goes like on the same page as the equipment next to just explaining that you can like have a chain gun and a katana in medieval Japan. I don't know why this goes here, but this is where it is, and I don't know. It's fuck it, I guess. Whatever.
Of course, you have a katana. What naturally, like the. The subtitle of this game is Zeracon is a fantasy role-playing game set on the distant planet of Sifron, where war and high adventure are an everyday thing.
But throughout the rulebook, he keeps telling you ways to play it in feudal Japan instead.
What?
No, like 10 times. It's like...
What?
Yes!
That is strange. That is very strange. I mean, that's on an awkward level of writing. That, yeah.
It just keeps happening. I don't know.
That's at least you didn't try to put a curse on people who didn't like it.
We might yet. Maybe we could be the chief. So he starts talking about fucking like Japanese military history and.
Oh, wild! That is so wild. This is a game I've never seen played. Never, and the only time I've actually found this game is when we were researching for Cursed Games. So it's so obscure and tiny that we had to dig to find it. The artwork, oh my God.
The vehicle saleswoman.
Wow.
I think it's good he's drawing. Like, good for him.
It's the author, right? That's doing the art? It's gotta be.
No. This is on contract.
No way. There is no way he paid someone for that.
Oh yeah. This is a John Blanche, actually.
No, that's Come on.
It's a John Blanche original.
No way. You are. This has got to be the like. Look, can you look at the credits and see if it's the actual author?
It's got to be by him.
This
This is cute though. Look, it's the RPG party.
You know what? Like that is an actually not terrible piece of art for like a fun indie game, right?
No, it's so wholesome.
That's kind of wholesome. But yeah, of course it's cat girls. Of course it's katanas.
Well,
of course,
yeah, I mean,
of course, like this is ticking all the boxes for a fantasy heartbreaker. Oh wow!
Why would you not play the Felonid? You're lying to yourself.
Felonids are canon in 40K. Cat girls are canon in 40K. Wow, that is this. You know, a lot of role playing games do feel like someone wants really badly to tell a story, like a frustrated novelist. This guy, I feel like, is like a frustrated webcomic creator.
Well, like what's awesome about the formatting is he kind of did it himself, and like I've done layout. Layout's not easy, but this is at 100% page size right here. You'll note this image is really, really small.
What?
And if we zoom all the way in to 500%, we can see another cat girl is bravely entering a little cavern, an ominous zone. So
you know, like a fun, charming game about cat girls going on adventures. I would play that. If the author wasn't like such an asshole, I would probably be really into it.
Well, it's not even like about cat girls. Right? By coincidence, every single drawing is of a cat girl. I don't think it has to be, right?
Yeah, the author missed his calling, clearly. But that's like a thumbnail for people who can't see it. Imagine like a YouTube thumbnail size image in a book.
It's so tiny.
It's like 1 inch by 1 inch. It's absolutely tiny.
It's a postage stamp.
And there's this giant white space next to it that you could have blown that up, you know.
This is my favorite thing in the book. Like, no, I think this is cute. I think it's nice that he's illustrating his little book.
Yeah, Zerakan is. I mean, I should really take a moment to say that the act of creation, especially game creation, especially putting things out there for tabletop games, it requires some bravery. It requires some courage. It requires some fortitude and some determination. And you probably have heard me like go off on some of these games. And to be fair, several of the games on our list are, you know, wretched examples of the game. Like, I'm not going to sit here and defend Cyborg Commando, and I'm sure as hell not going to defend Fatal or Rahowa. But I'll say this: this guy may have been a dick online, but you know what? That's most people have been a dick online at some point in their lives. So
I like this guy. He seems earnest.
I'm gonna give him credit. I'm gonna be swayed by my co-host and give this guy some credit. He made a game, and he made it, and he published it, and he got it out there, which is that is something that's laudable. And a lot of people, many people, wish they could take an idea and make it real like this guy did. So despite all the things I've said about this game, I will say that this guy created something that has value. Unlike some of the other products we've talked about.
Yeah, like you go, Zerakan author. This is cool. Your skill system makes no goddamn sense, though.
Well, what about the cards?
Dude, I don't even understand the cards. Like, can we talk about the cards?
Please.
So, like, you have... How it hurts my brain a little, because your physical characteristics affect your cards and your card lengths in combat, but then your cards you discard to get new skills, and then the cards in hand give you bonuses, and then you have to make a set, a triple, a 4 of a kind to get bonuses to your action sums that you get from your cards, and you play them to use skills, and
That is wild. I'm going to have to step out for just a minute. Can you hold the fort for me, and I'll be right back?
Yeah, I'm gonna go because so this is a PDF freely available. Yeah, it's Balatro. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is some of the skills. You explain to me how this works, if you dare. Right? Like, you're calculating your AoEs with like card length radius of effects. There's a lot of point values involved. No dice. I like to think I'm pretty quick in the uptake. I don't understand what's happening here. If someone could like make clear to me how having 8 points in grenade gives you a +4 card length radius, I would love to know. I guess it's like a grid-based war game, but it doesn't explain that anywhere in the book. Like it's not because it starts with this, and then it has this character sheet. And the first part of the fucking thing is picture, description, skills, and then this list. Like, what? I like to think of there must be a board, but it doesn't tell you there's a fucking board, right? There's in fact no mechanical explanation of any of this stuff. You have cards in hand. You retain cards here, and you play a joker to draw 2 cards, but the card itself for the joker is +1 to action sum. So you need 4 game time minutes, which is 16 rounds, to refill your hand. And huh. Also, this part is all like Chinese names instead of Japanese. There's a lot of like feudal Japan and like Chinese wuxia stuff here. I don't know. I don't know.
Back. What'd I miss?
Here's Kata again. We were trying to understand how this works. So like your character draws 1 card per game time minute or every 4 rounds of combat, which are all 15 seconds, which is kind of crazy.
What?
Your body stat matters. It's complicated. I assume this is like a grid-based thing, works on card lengths, but it never explains that. Because here it uses square meters instead, right? Instead of card lengths. So, huh?
Weird.
Oh, and here's feudal Japan again.
Okay, it's definitely not coherence. I think we can all agree on that. And it definitely it is on. To be clear, this is from RPG Net's list of worst RPGs ever. But that's probably because this guy, was very active on RPG Net, and this is where we get like the most scandalous, nerd drama associated with the game. But I honestly don't think this is one of the. It's definitely not worthy of the unholy trinity. Let's put it that way.
I find it a little baffling. I think it's cute though.
There are games out there that are baffling, that are not terrible, that have good art. Yeah, this is on the lower end of the cursed games. I would say it's just barely cursed.
Incredible.
Madness says Ice Veins 88. This is madness.
No, this is
Zuckeron. Mickey Stopwatch
Right,
got it. He got it. He says, "I bet bro really loves Dominion Tank Police." Oh yeah, I bet he does.
Oh, very based, very based. I really love Dominion Tank Police. Thank you, Masamune Shiro.
Agreed. It's one of his. It's one of his less philosophical,
dude,
creations.
Shiro would fucking love Hot Chicks. The RPG.
He
absolutely.
100%. I agree with that. Okay, so we have a question from Kinbo9 Game.
It is. If you're familiar with Ghost in the Shell, it is a different manga by the author of Ghost in the Shell.
There is a couple of animes for it, and the basic premise is in the future, Earth is heavily polluted, and people live in cities, and the cities are policed by police and tanks. It's kind of a satire of police brutality, and it's very funny. And there's cat girl criminals who are genetically engineered, and it's a lot of like Shiro's like super science stuff. Yeah, there we go. Anapuma and Unipuma are the characters' names that we're looking at right now.
Creating like a whole archetype of like battle cat girl, right? Because did this precede Chrono Trigger by any chance?
It did. It's also contemporary with Outlanders, which had a very similar vibe.
Yeah, because like Ayla came after this. There was like a whole thing. So
Right. But yeah, Dominion Take Place, this guy did like that, clearly, because he is a cat girl. He's a cat girl enthusiast. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, compared to others, it's mechanically cursed rather than content or comprehension cursed. So let's just do a roundup of some of the other games that people can check out for various reasons why they're so bad. There's Wraithathu, which, how do I describe Wraithathu? Are you familiar with this one, Vera?
Only in the loosest sense. I was pretty impressed by the art style.
Well, the art is probably the best part. It's a surreal post-apocalyptic setting that involves a new species replacing humanity. This new species is hermaphroditic. It's got very dense and abstract lore, unconventional themes that make it hard to understand. The gameplay is very secondary because the setting is very bizarre, and it's based on a series of books that are very experimentally sci-fi, I guess I would put it. If you're curious about Wraithathu, you can go look at it, although the themes and stuff are definitely adult. It has some very strong homoerotic themes, I would argue. Artwork is actually pretty good. Like this is definitely White Wolf quality black and white stuff from the 90s.
Yeah, it feels very White Wolf inspired, like even the cover design.
Yeah, Wraithathu is very clearly a follow-up to the Vampire. It's super weird. Super weird. I'm just going to throw that out there. What's another one that you think is worth just briefly going over?
Let's see. Dragon Raid.
Dragon Raid. This is a very strong Christian-themed game. It's a game where players fight evil using biblical verses.
Awesome.
Very heavy-handed moralizing. Very awkward integration of religion into mechanics. And, I mean, mechanically, it's one of those fairly unclear, like, how do I make this happen thing. Dragon Raid.
There's Aslan.
Yeah, look at the subtitle.
There's a very blonde family.
Mm-hmm. What's the tagline? Wow. You read that tagline.
Building warriors for spiritual battle. You know, we found another system that was trying to do this.
Yeah, we did.
We sure did.
Yeah, this is like the other side of the mirror from Rahowa, right? It's like
wow.
I mean, I don't know if there's much else to say necessarily.
This is all you need to know about Dragon Raid. Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's yet another response to the Satanic Panic, where they were like, okay, we need a faithful RPG here. For it was produced in 1984, which is Satanic Panic era, and it was explicitly designed as a Protestant Christian alternative to D&D. It was like, hey, kids, hello, fellow kids, we hear you like this thing. Here is a Sunday school version of it for you.
What if it had more God in it? What if God was in your cool little fun game you play?
Yeah. What if there was more God? It's set on a planet called Eden, or Eden again, I should say.
Okay.
And there is a deity called the Maker or Eternal Spirit, and who sends his only son, the Overlord of Many Names, to defeat the dragons, free people from their enchantment, and create a new divide between the lands of the saved and the lands that are ruled by the dragons. I trust that you're all picking up what I'm laying down here.
Wow.
There are some cool names in here, like the player characters are called Light Raiders, which almost sounds like an 80s cartoon in some ways, like Light Raiders. You know, like you could probably buy action figures for it. And they're called Twiceborn. Guess why they're called that? Because they were born again, baby.
Wow, cool.
It's basically a cross between a role-playing game and guided Bible study. Because, again, the spells are literally Bible verses. It's a Christian discipleship learning game. Explicitly described by the publisher as that. So, you have to cast, to invoke special powers or resist temptation. You have to recite specific Bible verses from memory, which the game treats as casting scripture into a supernatural effect.
Huh.
Right. The adventures are very tightly structured. They have explicit moral and doctrinal temptations and objectives.
Oh, they can teach you stuff. Good.
It's an overt evangelism game, and there's nothing. I want to be clear. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, you know, you don't have to play it. Nobody's saying you must play this game or else. It's very much. It's a gamified catechism, which that's why I think it's important to bring up, because when your ideology kind of overrides the game part, that's not necessarily a good thing. It's just
trying to make learning fun. It's great.
I would argue this game is more awkward than Cursed. I mean, again, I'm not, I'm not going to slam anybody's faith. If you're a Protestant and you think learning about the Bible is great, hey, there's a game for that. It's literally right here. I would just probably use D&D fifth edition mechanics. But the using Bible quotes from memory as a mechanic, that's actually not that terrible. Like, that's kind of cool. Especially if you pick like the really sweet Bible quotes.
It implies the GM has to be like a real expert, right? Because they need to be able to grade your reading as you go. Like,
right, like it's rigid, right? Because you have to quote from a specific book. But it is interesting because it is dialogue as a mechanic, which I think is interesting. But it does feel. I think this game can feel punitive or exclusionary, which is why it's cursed.
You better know the fucking Bible. Yeah.
You better know the fucking Bible. Yeah. It's obviously this game did not do well, and that's probably because it was too much of an RPG for hardline Christians and too preachy for RPG fans. Its moralism is a little simplistic, like the dragons tempt humans with secret knowledge, and the people fall to the secret knowledge, and the overlord dies and rises again and splits the land into the saved and the unsaved. I mean, wow. It's really
subtle.
Yeah. I would say it's a relic of an 80s culture war moment.
Wow.
It's not genocidal, it's not hateful like Rahowa. But it is overtly an indoctrination tool. So, I mean, that's the reason I think we bring it up. And yeah, it's an artifact of the Satanic panic. Oh, hey, here we go. We got a super chat from Decker Player. It says, I will play as the classic paladin Bible man.
Yeah, let's go.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, it's an interesting game. And again, like I really want to be clear. We're not saying Christianity is bad. We're not saying your faith is bad. We're just saying this game is a very awkward way to try to get people into your faith.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Empire of Satanis did it better. Way more charisma. Sorry.
Way more Riz.
Can't be helped.
Yikes. And that's a guy who literally curses people who don't like his game. The other game that does that, by the way, is Cabal. Do we want to briefly talk about Cabal?
Let's talk about Cabal. Hell yeah.
Go for it. I know this is one of your favorites.
Yeah, Cabal is an interesting little game. It is a dark fantasy game. Like it's called like Knights and Berserkers in Legardemain, right? Is the full title?
Knights and Berserkers and how do you pronounce that?
Legardemain.
I pronounce it Legerdemain, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's probably right.
I don't know. Honestly, that's a big old question mark for me. I don't know the technical pronunciation of that word.
Anyway, much like the awesome Mortal Kombat character, it's very violent and very hard to play.
Oh, Cabal, the Mortal Kombat character. Wow, now I see this game in a whole new light. What's the theme of Cabal?
The theme is rolling 26-sided die. Well, it's like bookending with Fatal, right? Because there's all sorts of crazy shit in character creation. You have to like cube your character's derived height to get your strength.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, sure, fuck it, why not?
The theme is a kind of a cult conspiracy modern fantasy game, but it does involve some real world cults in it. The mechanics are definitely obscure. I think that's a fair way to put it. This is the one that very famously the author tried to levy a curse against all those who panned the game. Again, RPGNet Forums is to thank for this. Oh, look at that cover. Wow, Knights and Berserkers and Legerdemain.
This does kind of rule, to be fair. Like, come on.
That's an album cover. That is the winged panther. So there's like a winged panther-like demon thing killing a dude, and there's another dude who's got no shirt and a torch.
No one wears a shirt in this game. It's like Hot Chicks.
like that is my goal in Hot Chicks, is for someone to say, "Don't you ever wear a shirt?" Pretty confusing and bizarre rules, I think we can argue. And of course, the literal attempt to curse critics just put this in a whole category. Go ahead.
Legerdemain, Legerdemon, however you say this. What this is it's skill with one's hands. Like the ma root in French is like the hand, and it refers to talent at trickery, usually. Like think like pickpocketing, card tricks, and so on.
It's an allusion to magic. It's a reference to magic without actually necessarily being magic.
Like stage magic specifically.
Yeah, I mean, there's the connotation is a little more fantasy than that, but yeah, it's pretty close.
I know it from my like personal obsession with like sleight of hand, but that works.
The only reason I wanted to bring this in is because it's the only other game where the author tried to curse critics. So
the most infamous form of sleight of hand.
Yeah, sleight of hand. It's sleight of hand that's kind of like magic. So it's such a weird word to put as. I mean, like I assume he's talking about wizardry because it's obviously a fantasy game, and he's referencing knights and berserkers, which is obviously like barbarians. I mean, it just feels like he wanted to say magic and needed one that started with an L. Am I wrong?
I think you're right, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a word that I have honestly never used. I don't know how. That's why I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's a word I've never successfully pronounced. It sounds like I have used it, but
oh, don't ask. Yeah, I do not know the correct pronunciation. So we talked about Wraith of Thieves. I think the only other one we're missing is Phoenix Command.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so we're getting close to the end here. I'm just going to rapidly go over Phoenix Command. Phoenix Command,
please.
Combat-oriented role-playing game created by Leading Edge Games. Leading Edge is the company that made Living Steel that I brought up earlier. And it's an ultra-realistic, modern, small arms combat simulator, basically. That's what Leading Edge really specialized in, was like these just super deep dives into simulationism. Phoenix Command came out before Living Steel, which is where Living Steel is. This is the predecessor to Living Steel. The core idea is that you simulate gunfights with extreme detail, bullet trajectories, hit locations, armor penetration, bone and organ damage, and so on. It uses this very highly detailed hit location and damage tables. You determine exactly where the bullet hits, like left humerus or lower abdomen. You determine what bones, organs are damaged, and then the immediate effects afterwards. There are optional rules for reconnaissance, shotguns, explosions, morale, automatic fire, and more, which all layer even more complexity on top of the core system. Supplements add rules for blunt trauma, ballistic accuracy, explosive ammo, and other minutia. Minutia is a great term for this game. It's effectively a ballistic simulator masquerading as a role-playing game.
Awesome.
The complexity is absolutely punishing. Resolving a single shot can involve multiple lookups and calculations. Firefights are just basically a crawl. You have to cross-reference your hit table, your damage charts.
I love when I need AutoCAD to simulate the penetrative power of my firearm.
This is realism turned up to 11. It is the poster child for unnecessary amounts of trying to simulate reality in a role-playing game. It takes it way the hell out. Yes, can it simulate throwing a brick? Hey, they have a supplement for that. That's the blood trauma supplement. That's a question from Aeromob. Aeromob's been killing it. We have a lot of great commentators. I want to call that Aeromob's had some really, really good questions.
Justly so.
Yeah, like GURPS, says Mickey Stopwatch. Actually, no, GURPS is way more playable. You'd be
surprised how many of these games have GURPS referenced in the discussions of them, though. Like it's a running theme for some of these.
My roommate's a huge fan of GURPS, and I'm always like, no thanks, man. That's not my jam. Can it teach me physics 101? Says Matthew Adams. I don't know, man. Probably. I mean, at least from the 80s version of physics, it's probably not going to cover any quantum stuff. I'll put it that way. Yeah, this is 1986 is when this came out. So yeah, it's 40 years this year. Anyway, that is it. I don't have any more. Do you have any more cursed games you want to chat about?
Yeah, I think that we've covered a pretty wide swath here. We could like talk about Mifrog or Senzar, but we've kind of gotten there's like there's a handful more games that it's yeah.
Okay, chat, here's your homework. If you want to learn more about some more cursed games, check out Mifrog, Dead Earth, and what's the last one? Senzar. Yeah, go check out those three. They're just we covered them in like how interesting they were. So those games are cursed, but not especially interesting. So,
and if I piqued your interest, Fatal is considered sufficiently culturally significant as to be recorded for posterity in the Internet Archive. So if you are so motivated, Fatal by Byron Hall can be read in all 980 pages of glory by you.
I don't recommend it. Absolutely do not recommend.
Dare you enter his magical realm?
We got a comment here from Golden Chaos. Hey, good to see you, Golden Chaos.
Hey.
Says Shadowrun has a bad rap mechanically. That is true. True fact.
Yeah, Shadowrun is complicated, but there's far more complex and nonsensical out there.
Really quick rapid fire on Shadowrun. First edition is almost unplayable. Second edition is barely playable. Third and fourth edition are actually fairly good games. Like you can play them. I've played a lot of third and fourth edition. Fifth and sixth are evolutions on fourth that introduce like some fairly nonsensical things, but also fix some of the other issues. So it's like a mixed bag. And I haven't played sixth, or I've only barely glanced at the most recent edition. So
I like crunchy games personally. Like I love Woofrip. I like Pathfinder a whole lot. So
there's a certain amount of depth that I really enjoy. Like some Shadowrun games are like, I can customize my gun, I can customize my ammo, I can customize the holster that gun is in. And I actually kind of like that level of depth sometimes. But I do tend to prefer games that are much more light mechanically and just flow better. And I'm going to recommend Prowlers and Paragons for anybody, because that's a very nice flow game that has a nice balance of crunch and ease of play. What would you recommend, Vera?
I recommend having a little rule deck when playing anything crunchy, like make handouts to your table. I think that it's really useful for games like Eclipse Phase or Pathfinder, where you've got like complex mechanics you need to cross-reference during combat. And I also recommend having a wonderful 420.
Yes, yes. Everybody enjoy the day. Thank you for joining us and going through this journey of cursedness with us.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I have been looking forward to this stream. I would say, like, since we first, like, this was again one of our first ideas for the channel. We were saving it for a special day.
Yeah, we were originally going to do April 1st, and then we were like, nah.
Now we're serious about this. No jokes here.
I think it was we had a conflict with a guest, I think, but anyway, we ended up settling on 420. So 420, hey, we brought you the worst roleplay games ever.
And some pretty cool ones. We'll find out during some of the upcoming one-shots, perhaps. And thank you guys so much again for all of the super chats. We're getting stoked at this. This has been a magical adventure.
Chat wants to see me suffer. I know the truth. They want to see me. They want to see me just go, oh, as we're playing through that vampire. It's gonna be a wild time. It's gonna be a wild time. All right, guys. That's it for us today on Lorebeards Roleplaying. We will see you again every Monday. And if you've enjoyed our deep dive into role-playing games, cursed and otherwise, please do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button so we can reach more players and bring them into our cursedness.
Yeah, thank you guys so much again. And keep it real out there.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye now.